Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Quomar Realm. We are here today because I am from Action Fiction, and I wanted to share the love of Chromatic Gamut with everyone else here. And I hope that you guys enjoy it. We got a fun story right now about fighting the good old red tape of corporations and foreclosures, and we're going to try to help the community be a little bit better of a place, or at least better than we left it. That is the hope. I have some wonderful people here joining us today, and I hope that you guys will enjoy them just as much as I have. We are going to start off with Josie. Please, why don't you start off introducing yourself with the rest of everyone else?
Hi, I'm Josie. I use she pronouns and it pronouns. I've been playing D&D for 15 years now, and I'm really excited to play a very queer take on it.
We're glad to have you here. And then why don't you go ahead and introduce your character too right now?
All right. I'm playing Lokea, any pronouns except he, who is a tiefling druid with the polycutie background, which means polyamory is very central to her character. And she's a circle of fluidity druid, so she's kind of constantly shifting and experimenting with gender.
Nice. We love to see it. We love to see it. How about Cecilia? Why don't you go next?
Hi, I'm Cecilia. My pronouns are she, her. I have not been playing D&D for very long. I only started within this year. And I really enjoy it, though. It's a lot of fun. And then my character is Esme. Her pronouns are she and threat. She is a badass sky pirate, but she's all about love as well. She fights for love and the love of acceptance and love of everybody.
I love that. We love that. That is so awesome. And then next, why don't we go ahead and get Jeff to introduce his character and himself?
Hi. Hello, I'm Jeff. I use he, they pronouns, and I can't wait to tell you why I'm wearing this hat. Because I'm a fan of Moulin Rouge, obviously. No, it's because I'm playing the character Wally Wazapan, the Wizard of Stonks, for your consideration. After committing years of studying the secrets of stonks, the basis of the Bitcoin, he came to a frightening revelation. That all these stonks things, it's just made up gobbledygook to uphold the capitalist social structure. So he decided to make a life change and dedicate his life to something far more tangible and useful than the stock market. Being a motherfucking wizard is what.
I absolutely love that. That is an amazing introduction. Awesome. And then why don't we get Alex to go ahead and introduce herself first, and then after that you can introduce your character.
Hi, I'm Alex. I am a Maryland right now, DC-based actor, and I'm also very new to D&D. I only started playing during quarantine, but I adore it, and I'm so excited to be here doing queer D&D today. It's a dream. And this is Tola. She is a barbarian stone. She's a stone barbarian. She's also a sapphic poet, so she's got a lot of rage, but she's channeling that through like music and spreading the love around the world. She's a beast-hide shifter, so sometimes she fancies herself a wolf, and that's about all you need to know right now about Tola, except for if you mess with her people, she's messing with you. So watch your back.
I love that, and I am already in love with her, and I can't wait to see what shenanigans she's going to get into. And then, of course, last but not least, Betsy. Can you please introduce yourself and your character?
Absolutely. Hello, my name is Betsy. I go by she, her pronouns. I have been experiencing different forms of RPGs. I played in the last campaign that we did with Paranoia. And I was in Taos and Tabletop. Little poster. So my character's name is Foudre McQueen. Fun fact, Foudre is French for lightning. So my character's name is Lightning McQueen. She is a high elf paladin. And she goes by she, they pronouns. And her background is Broadway baby. So fun fact, Foudre is a drag king with the goal of hoping to make it big in the drag king and queen world. So yeah, that'll be interesting.
I am excited. I am so excited to see this Foudre McQueen blast through the streets with their skill and talent.
Yeah.
It's going to be so much fun. So I just wanted to let you guys know, though, a quick thing about Chromatic Gamut. I got so excited to introduce everyone. I forgot to do the most important thing. Is to let you guys know all the cool stuff that's going to be in the book. So we do have 5 people here, and they all got to pick their own classes, and they got to pick some fun ones. But we do also have 35 new monsters, 19 new magic items, 14 total subclasses, 10 new spells, 8 new gods, part of a totally new pantheon, 7 locations, 5 factions, 5 different backgrounds, 4 feats, and then we got 2 sidekick tracks. And so there's a lot of stuff in this book, and it's all focused on everything that we can make positively, amazingly queer. We tried to represent as many and all of the LGBT people that we could. We wanted to make this an LGBT-led and run project. We have all of our writers, our artists, our players. We all tried to make it as LGBT as possible and to really also show that there is a more like serious side. You can play Chromatic Gamut a little bit more like wholesome and fun and cutesy and however you want. But if you wanted to kind of get some action in there, stick it to the man kind of style, a lot of the book does focus on gentrification and corporations kind of taking over pride and kind of sticking their nose in LGBT matters. So we wanted to kind of give people the best of both worlds when it came to that. It is on Kickstarter right now. We already have $37,000, almost $38,000 fundraise, and that's all thanks to everyone who's been able to help us. But we do have 15 days left, and we have so many stretch goals, and we hope that you guys will at least take a look at it or at least share it with some of your other friends. This isn't just an LGBT book. It is for everyone. If you're an ally or a friend or just want to create an inclusive space for other people, this is kind of the book that we wanted to hand everyone and hopefully help everyone kind of learn a little bit something new. But with that said, we will go ahead and jump right into the game. No more funny business. Now just to the actual fun. So you guys, however it ended up being, you have all recently moved to New Gaelic, a city rebuilding itself after the chaos of the Cyber Renaissance. It's now a highly modern city filled with a large, colorful expanse of people and creatures inside of its city limits. Some are more weary than others, and some have had their struggles, but all of the people are trying their best to bring the city back together with its newest attractions and additions. Some of them happen to be the New Gaelic Grand Prix and the subway system, which lives under the thriving city. Not everything is as peachy keen, though, as others would like to make you believe. With every new hope comes worry and problems, and as soon as people started to occupy the newest additions to the city, corporations and their yes men started to take the place of familiar stores and friendly faces. Foreclosure after foreclosure makes it hard for people to support their families and their communities. The things that matter in this city, more than even the grand buildings, though, and the strong structures, were the people who were the pillars in those respective communities. They have provided home, food, and stability for those who needed it, and sometimes just a friendly face and a smile for all who may not yet be ready to accept that help. One of those very familiar pillars owns a small store on the corner of a densely packed block filled with brightly colored buildings. The glass windows of the store were covered corner to corner in flyers supporting local theaters, asking for job opportunities, or even showing lost pets that people were trying to bring home. The only way to truly see into the bodega was through the front door, which was wide open and spilling music into the streets. Large letters were painted neatly on the cloth awning that curved above the entrance, labeling the bodega as Whirlwind's Deli and Store. It wasn't the most creative name, but it seemed to get the job done. The bodega was longer than it was wide, and right on the corner of the main street leading into the residential living. On one corner of the bodega is where the small deli was located, run by a young woman named Sparrow. If you sit with her for longer than a minute, she is sure to tell you about how her dream was to become a top chef, the prestige of her industry. But she had to give it all up to help with her father, Whirlwind, who she loved more than anything and knew needed some help with taking care of the store after her mother had passed a handful of years back. The front of the store, though, was run by her father, Whirlwind himself. Whirlwind was a man of little words and even less patience, but he was a happy man and he loved to listen. He helped out anyone he could, let others use his bodega as a safe place to rest, made sure to keep a good variety of stock for those who even said that they had dietary restrictions, or even used by the kids going to school when they needed a safe bus stop to wait at. Sadly, money wasn't coming in as much as it used to. Repairs to the stores aren't cheap, and Whirlwind refuses to cut the hours to the employees he does have. Some of these people depend on the consistent money he is paying them, and times have been hard on everyone, as construction continues throughout the city and displaces many people with its wrath. This bodega has been a staple, though, in the small community, and it will continue to be so, at least as long as Whirlwind can help it. So what would bring you to a cute little bodega in the middle of a strong residential district?
Well, Lokea is also fancies herself a bit of a chef and is dating Sparrow, right?
Yes, she is.
So she's just there all the time hanging out with one of her girlfriends.
I love that thought of them just chilling at the deli, maybe eating a sandwich or two, talking about new recipes, maybe flirting a little bit in front of the customers. I love that.
Although all of Lokea's food is really weird and off the wall, like food that's semi-ethereal or just like has little horns poking out of it.
Oh, I love that. We love a good custom meal, okay? If it's not extravagant, I don't want it in my mouth. Don't take that out of context, though, chat. I can see already the wheels in your head turning, and I'm not about that, okay? This is...
already done.
Yeah.
It's too late.
It's too late. I knew it. I knew someone out there was going to do something. Someone's already going to make a joke about it. I can tell. Or clip it out of context. Even worse.
Tala wants to know if she could perform some of her original music at the deli.
Yeah, Whirlwind would love that. Whirlwind has a history in music, so he loves letting people who are original artists just trying to make a break for it. He loves being able to kind of like sponsor them, let them have a moment to sing in the store, or when he has parties out in front of the bodega, he loves letting people do live music. So he would love to have you there.
Food Drive's probably stopping in there to probably just grab something to eat or drink before a performance tonight. They've got a show like later, a drag show later. But you got to be prepared. Can't let your blood sugar go down or anything like that.
Exactly. You always have to be ready for anything.
Yeah.
Esme is on the snack run for the ship, and that's the first bodega that she saw. And so she's just going through to see what kind of delicacies she can grab and bring back for everybody else.
We love that. Maximum efficiency. The first bodega she saw, she made eye contact with it and she knew what she wanted.
Going.
All right, this would be the bodega on Wally's power walk to the library archives. He's got to pick up his almonds before they go down the library to study some archival material on this Maginformation technology, because he's got to figure out what this Ethereum 2.0 is about.
We love that. He's got his brain snack in there. Your brain doesn't focus well. I hear almonds are great for that. When you guys are all there, though, Whirlwind, he seems to recognize some of you, just the casual people who come by every now and again for a snack or two, and he's just bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. He goes up to Lokea first, slaps you on the shoulder with a bright smile, and just says, "Did Sparrow tell you about the party that we're having tonight? We're having a huge announcement, and we want to make sure that you're there for it." She's a little shy, but she is kind of happy about it.
Party?
Yep, a huge party. She did make all the food already, but if you want to bring some of your famous little snacks, I would love that.
Oh, yes. I can bring Jormungandr's snacks.
Perfect. I knew you wouldn't disappoint. But do make sure no peanuts. Becky has a peanut allergy. She doesn't want to make sure she wants to be here for the party, but she wants to make sure nothing bad is going to happen. So that's the only warning, though. Perfect. And then he goes off to the store. He sees that someone came up with some almonds up to his register, and he looks up to you and smiles. Well, how's it pan? Heading to the library again?
You'll know what? I got to figure out what this Ethereum 2.0 stuff is about. I keep hearing whispers. They're switching over in like 6 months, but I don't know. I think it's a conspiracy.
You always work the hardest. Let me know, though, any new information you find. I want to be able to let everyone else know if something good is coming up. But if you're not doing anything tonight after the library, you should definitely come over. We're having a huge party in front of the street. A huge announcement is going to be had by my daughter, and I just want everyone there as much as possible.
Oh, you know it. And I'll bring the hot tips if I find any.
Thank you. Great conversation starters, I bet.
I like your hat. It's like a strawberry.
Thank you. Yeah, it's I can incorporate some strawberries or something into it. Get some extra sheen. They go rotten though.
Well, fake strawberries are a thing.
That's true.
Did I hear something about a party?
Yeah. You're probably the only one that he doesn't recognize, but he smiles nonetheless. And he's like, you're invited. We have a huge announcement that my daughter is celebrating today. And we want to make sure that everyone on the block is here. So you're more than welcome to bring some snacks or some food, or if you have a game to play, we are more than looking for some entertainment, but you're more than welcome to come. It'll be here at, and he looks at his watch, kind of curious, like 7 p.m.
Hey. And can you recommend what is the most protein-heavy snack that you have in this store?
Probably in the deli. There's some like really heavy protein meats. My daughter will be able to cut them up for you.
Fantastic. Thank you.
They also have engine-cooked shade rat. That is more than a snack, but...
I mean, it doesn't have high protein.
It's almost all protein.
Well, there you go.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Where
can I get that?
I'll make some tonight.
Ooh. Then I'm definitely going to be at your party.
Okay, always looking out.
I couldn't help but notice that there's going to be a party. Don't know if you needed any music to
Tala, you know I could
events.
always use your beautiful voice at our events. You are more than welcome to come. I'll make sure that they leave the mic open for you so you can sing my favorite song.
Oh,
And of course, Foodray's
I've been more than happy to
overhearing all
perform
this as well.
As soon as he's done talking to Tala, he looks directly at Foodray and is like, well, since everyone else in the store is invited, why don't you come along too? We're having a party at 7 p.m.
Well, I'm assuming that Rashad of House McQueen has already heard of this party.
Probably not, but you are more than welcome to spread the word. We love more
Happily.
people.
I'll let all of House McQueen know. We'll all be there.
We love a good
Wait,
party.
so is this like an open party then? Should I ask Dewey down at the library if he wants to come or something?
Go ahead. The more the merrier. We want as much people as we can to be here for the celebratory news.
Open fields.
Perfect. And with all of your invitations accepted and the date marked down on your guys' calendar, which is today at 7 p.m., you guys go back to whatever you guys were doing respectively. And sure enough, when 7 p.m. hits, what are you guys doing? Are you guys heading over or are you guys ditching the party like rascals?
Oh, I've been here for the last 15 minutes, just prepping, trying to warm up for the gig.
I'm fashionably late.
We love that.
And by fashionably late, I mean I'm literally like sitting at the house, like watching the time, being like, okay, 20 minutes is a little bit too late. 5 minutes is still too early. 13 minutes is good.
On the dot, exactly. We love the precision.
13 minutes late on the dot.
Amazing.
Wait, Dewey, are you telling me that it's 7:05? Damn, I'm late for the party. Power walk down.
You guys are jogging briskly to the party.
Lokea probably has her chin over Sparrow's shoulder as she's finishing something up.
Oh, we love that. She's probably stirring some last pots right on the table just to make sure that everything is staying cozy. You guys are all cute, huddled up together. I love it.
Esme is late because she's been slowly making her way there, flirting with as many people as she can possibly find on her way.
Awesome possum. We love to see it. Honestly, same.
So we run into each other, right?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. You make me, I think, 14 minutes late. So now I'm almost not fashionably late. It's almost actually late.
It's almost rude late.
Almost rude late, yes.
But is he included in the flirting?
Oh, yes. Foudre is absolutely flirting back.
As you would.
I mean, two beautiful people coming together. Why not a little bit of flirting? Fun flirting.
Sexy pirates walking my way, of course I'm going to flirt with them.
Exactly. Platonic flirting, or maybe not platonic flirting, is more than acceptable here.
She is also offering people drinks from her flask. I almost forgot the word for that for a second.
Fantastic.
That's how she first gets it. It's like a pickup line type thing. I can't
we
think
love
of
that
one right now, but it's something like that.
So there's a handful of people buzzed at this party then. At this block party with children.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that. Well, when everyone gets there later in the evening, when the sun is starting to set and give everything a honey warm glow, when Whirlwind holds up his bottle of ale and taps it a couple times, with what you all clearly see is a dagger. A bright smile touches his face before he clears his throat and begins to puff out his chest to speak to the crowd. I would love to thank you all for being here tonight. I know I have been rather secretive about the great reason to celebrate, but I felt like you should all hear it from my daughter first. Whirlwind's pride shone bright in his eyes before he looked back at his daughter, who is currently cuddled up to Lokea, and motioned her forward so he could wrap his arms around her shoulder. She quickly gives a kiss to Lokea's cheek, but slinks away from her for a moment, bright blush, just because of the fact that she's being put on the spotlight. She doesn't seem to like it as much, but she does seem to look just absolutely proud of whatever it is that she's going to announce. I decided that it's time to let the family business go, to pursue my dreams of becoming a professional cook. But I figured that there was no better way to do it than to open a small restaurant right next door. And the crowd seems to cheer with that. They seem to bombard her as if with their bodies, just hugging her, slapping her on the shoulder, cheering loudly, making the most noise possible. And her father just seems to kind of like separate himself from the crowd, but she's just smiling bright. Tears are streaming down her cheeks. And honestly, she looks like stars are in her eyes. And everyone seems to be just in love with the idea that she's pursuing her dream, but still helping out the family. And Whirlwind couldn't be happier. But after the announcement is done, everyone seems to kind of be going back to their own shenanigans and their own things. They're still at the party, but you see that everyone kind of has split up. There's neighborhood kids playing games. There's plenty of food and drink that everyone still seems to be dishing on right next to the tables. Older women are around gossiping, and older men are arm wrestling. And there just seems to be a lot of dancing around the stage area where the music has finally started to play again after the announcement. You guys are more than free to do whatever you want at this party.
I think Lokea is kind of somewhere between balloon animals and offering strange snacks to people.
Oh, I love that.
Using thaumaturgy to just conjure weird little animal balloon things that float around.
I love that. Then the kids that aren't playing like hopscotch and the other like yard games, they're right next to you watching you, wide-eyed, clearly like mystified by the fact that you are going around and you are making these balloon animals.
Cecilia, what's your character's name again?
Esme. I was just about to come up to you.
Oh, cool. Go for it then.
Yeah, so she goes up and swaggers up to Lokea, stands next to her and goes, Do you have that rat we were talking about earlier?
Oh, yes. And she ruffles around in her bag for a little bit, and there's these little... they're little, like, wrapped cubes of meat, right? But she simply just hands them over, but they all weigh different despite being the same mass. And they're all pitch black meat, even though, despite not being cooked that way, they just are black. Yes.
Does the weight add to the tastiness of the cube?
Oh, no. That is for storage purposes. Shade rats pack in very tightly, so they need to be lighter.
Okay. That'll work really well on the ship. So how did you come up with this recipe?
Oh, well, I spend a lot of time in the darker places of the forest.
Yes.
And there's a lot of stuff there that people don't really think to use. And so some of it probably should not be mass used, but it's part of nature to consume things, so that should be shared.
Would you be willing to part with this recipe? I could not entirely, but I could give it to our on deck cook. We're always trying to find new stuff since we travel everywhere. There's always something. We need to find ways to use the meat that we find.
Oh, yes. From within her sleeve of her kind of blue cloak dress, she pulls a little slip of paper and just hands it over to you. But it's all these weird sort of natural alchemy symbols and a strange script, which is druidic, which she doesn't seem to recognize might be a problem for you.
And Esme is not going to back down and say that she does not know something. So, yes, this looks fantastic. I really love all of these ingredients. Looks great. Mm-hmm.
Very simple.
Yes.
Backing down isn't the pirate way, okay? You can't back down now.
Do you wish to sample my Jormungandr snacks?
Yeah.
Well.
Do I? Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay.
What is that?
So from a pouch, she kind of produces the tip of what is essentially the fantasy equivalent of a gummy worm. But as she keeps pulling it out, there's just more of it. Way more than should fit in the pouch.
The kids are starting to scream next to you guys as I clap, like, what?
Yeah. And she'll break pieces off to hand to the kids as she continues to unspool this gummy worm.
They're grabbing at it and like running away to go like eat it in like a corner somewhere alone, like little animals. And then they come back though, wanting more.
She'll freely give as much as anyone wants.
This is what's you are going to be doing now for the next at least 5 minutes as these kids run around with this candy and then continue to come back to you.
Yes.
You seem to be a pillar in this community. The kids trust you.
Oh.
And like you.
Well, I do spend time with Sparrow, so that helps.
Yes, I saw the
she is the pillar. Yes, and I love her very much.
Oh, your love is beautiful, and I'm so happy you have found your love, and that's what I hope for one day for myself.
Oh, but surely you have no difficulty. You are like a proud lion.
I have no difficulty finding someone to share my bed, someone to love. Completely different. And you have found that elusive mystery in this universe, love.
Oh, perhaps I am privileged because love just is everywhere.
Oh,
And she is not the only person I share that with.
oh.
So you just need to learn how to see it.
I'm gonna need a moment.
This one goes out to the pirate in the back. And then Tala proceeds to serenade Esme.
There it is.
Esme.
I love that. I want you to make a where is it? A performance roll. I wanted to see how good your serenade is.
Let's see. Oh, that is a nat 20.
Wow.
The only one of the
20
evening.
of the night, and it's a serenade a pirate. Wow, absolutely incredible. This is it. Everyone else go home. That's it. We're done with the stream. Nothing else needs to see here. We got it. We got what I
Damn.
wanted.
That is a 24 total.
Absolutely amazing. Since you got a nat 20, describe your perfect performance. What does Tala do in a perfect performance? And I will give you the ability to add poppers to it as well. So there will be kids next to you ready to pop poppers.
Ooh.
Oh, amazing. Okay. So Tala's perfect performance is she stands up with her guitar, a spotlight from some unknown location shoots to Esme. She starts to play her guitar. As she plays her guitar, wolves from neighboring towns howl in perfect harmony. And a rainbow shines above her as she sings songs that rival the Beatles and other beautiful, romantic songwriters of any time.
I love that. I love that. And as a song comes to the end, the kids pop the poppers, and they're in a rainbow of colors, so it looks like the rainbow shoots overhead of you.
Beautiful.
Esme, how do you react to this beautiful serenade that has been thrust upon you?
I don't know how that singer knew that wolf song is my favorite type of song, but wow. Her heart is beating. I think she locks eyes and just walks through the crowd up to her. I was trying to think of a pickup line.
Yeah, that is kind of hard to think of on the spot sometimes.
Do the parrot one. Do the parrot one with the
I
shoulders.
was about to say, yeah.
Do the parrot one.
I don't know if you know, but I'm a pirate. And if you were a pirate, would you have your parrot on this shoulder or this shoulder? Reaches her arm around.
Oh my. Oh, whatever shoulder keeps me closest to you.
Well, then it's definitely this shoulder, and pulls her in so that she's like, how do you cuddle standing? Standing cuddle.
Well, Tala's gonna lean over to the mic and she's gonna say, look, we're all gonna be taking a 5, so enjoy yourselves. I'll be talking to this lovely
We'll be
lady.
enjoying ourselves as well.
The crowd just oohs, like, ooh, ah! And the kids are
Udre
just
is
like,
definitely
"Wow!"
jealous in the corner.
See? Everywhere. Like wind.
I just do finger guns at you. At that.
The typical buy finger guns. I understand that.
The peace sign. I remember us having this conversation last week.
Did you see some of those kids had poppers?
Yeah. Where did they get those? Does anybody know where those kids got those poppers?
As soon as you said that, a kid comes by with 5 poppers.
Bet. Foudre just reaches out and straight up swipes them.
Hey, that's money. You need to pay for those.
And Foudre just kind of looks down and says, "My God wants them."
Well, Mom said for me to respect other people's religion, so I guess that's true. Do you want another one for your god?
Sure, thank you.
Okay.
And he just kind of shakily hands one over to you. But then he looks at Wazapan and he's like, do you have a god that needs a popper too?
No, hold on. I think I got it. Yeah, I got it covered. I think I'm going to take out my coin purse that I have. And this would be a good time to use the bitten coin, wouldn't it?
Ooh, it would.
Let's try that. Let's use an item. Okay, so the bitten coin, I need to roll a D100, and if I'm reading this correctly, if it's an odd result, it has that many extra gold pieces in the purse, and if it's an even result, it has that fewer.
Yep.
Because that's how
gamble.
stonks work. Oh, wait, I rolled the wrong dice. God damn it. But, oh, shoot. No, it is an odd number. I rolled a 91.
Oh, nice. Wow. Okay, so you get 91 as soon as you go ahead and you how are you going to use the bitten coin to get this money?
Okay, it's a bitten coin, so I think it's one of those that like you do bite it to like you would to make sure that's an actual coin, and then you throw it back in the coin purse and you shake it up and then you open it and see if it worked. And this time I guess it worked.
This time you were lucky and you got 91 extra gold coins with you. And the kid, he's just mystified by this.
So I'll take out one of the gold coins and flip it at him.
It's 5 gold pieces, actually.
Okay, 5 gold pieces. Jeez.
Yeah, I run a tight
You learn
business
early.
here.
They teach them early here on this street, don't they? One,
gotta
2,
make
3, 4,
sure.
5.
Yeah.
All right, here
He
you
hands
go.
you the popper slowly before taking the 5 gold pieces. But he does the same thing you did where you bid it to try to see if maybe he'll get something extra. And he doesn't. It makes him sad.
And that covers hers as well.
Okay, yeah, sure, I guess.
And then he kind of just
Thanks,
waddles
Wiz.
off.
Pleasure doing business.
Appreciate the help, my friend.
I guess you guys can add poppers to your inventory. They don't do any
Nice.
damage. They just look cute. But you have
It's okay. It's about the flair.
Audra has 2, and then Wazapan has 1.
What's
is
the
all I need.
encumbrance on a single popper?
Imagine. No, thank God they're not that heavy.
Okay, I got an idea. I'm gonna say, hey, here, check this out. I got an idea what I want to do with my popper. Mage hand. And I'll use the mage hand. I'm gonna carry over where those older guys are wrestling and sneaking up behind them.
No.
And yoink! And off goes the popper in the wrestling match.
Okay,
Nate.
I'm gonna need you. Do you even need to roll a stealth check for mage hand? Does that count? Like, it's not your body; it's just a magic hand.
And it's
Yeah,
not
so
like
you
he
can-
was trying to be sneaky about it.
Yeah, people could see. The whole party could see. I guess it's just so that way the arm wrestlers can't see.
Yeah, I was trying to like he's 30 feet away
Okay.
somewhere and set it
Oh.
off like victory, you won.
Okay, then okay. I thought you were trying to scare them into like losing or something. Then yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I thought
totally.
too.
That's why I was like, but no, yeah. If you're just doing it as like a celebratory thing, you kind of wait until you see someone maybe win an arm wrestling match, and then as soon as they kind of lift up their arms to celebrate, you set off the popper, and they just seem to revel in it. They don't even seem scared at all. They're just like, yeah. The other guy looks a little defeated, but he's mystified by the popper as well. He thinks it's a cute addition, and he kind of like looks to you, nods and winks as like a way of like thanking you for making the the area a little bit more celebratory as people like are cheering a little bit louder now and getting a little bit more excited.
Yeah. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Now I'm out of poppers. What are we going to do now?
Boudre just kind of looks at the two that's in their hand, and then looks up at him. Puts him in the bucket. I don't know what we're gonna do. There was like a purpose for this party. I don't remember what it was for.
Oh, it was just the announcement that just happened.
It was the announcement that just happened. That's
Yeah.
right. I guess I kind of want to know like what kind of food's going to be served at this new restaurant. So maybe I'll wander over there to ask. It's Sparrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sparrow. Yes. So I'll ask Sparrow. You know, what kind of food do you think you're going to be making in this new restaurant?
Yeah, you walk up to her. You walk up to the Air Genasi, and she just seems to be a little confused as to why someone's coming up to her. She's kind of left alone after the announcement, and it seems that she's kind of a little bit more like sheltered. But she smiles nonetheless. Hello.
Hey, it's a pretty big announcement you just made.
Yeah, it's kind of exciting.
Yeah, that's really exciting. You know, I've been coming to this deli for a while now. I'm with House McQueen, and I always like to come here. You guys always, you know, get like the best snacks for me before my shows. So I'm really curious to see what plans you have for your restaurant.
We have so many plans. I mostly want to focus on a lot of pasta dishes. I found some new recipes that I've been really looking at. But then I just wanted like a homey kind of meal place. So we're really looking into like pastas. I really like some like chicken dishes or soups, or I'm thinking about hiring my girlfriend Lokea to make desserts and stuff. Yeah, she does amazing stuff. If you haven't eaten her stuff yet.
At the mention of her name, suddenly Lokea is behind her, resting a chin on her shoulder again. Also, I love that she's an Air Genasi because that means we're both blue. Lokea's
Yes,
a blue
matching
tiefling.
blue.
And offers
Foudre.
Yes. Sorry, I was trying to remember the pronunciation.
No, it's okay.
A small brown candy-looking thing, and says, "Try the jackalope candy."
Ooh, Foudre immediately takes it and puts it in their mouth without a second thought. Can you describe the taste and texture of that?
It's kind of just like a lightly sour, lightly poppy thing. It's almost kind of like it has some pop rock stuff in it.
Ooh.
Except it actually pops, so the little pieces go boink, 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 boink around your mouth. That's the
Okay.
name.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that definitely catches her off guard. So she eats it, and she's kind of swirling it around her mouth, and she feels all of the like pop start to go up. And she's like, oh. And she kind of has to like leave her mouth open while it does all of that, you know, as you do with Pop Rocks.
Sparrow looks so excited that you're eating Lokea's candy or like desserts. And she's like, "Do you like it? It's amazing, isn't it? I love the flavor. And I love the fact that it pops in your mouth. It's so exciting and so refreshing. Do you like it?"
Yeah, it's really good. It's a lot.
I'm so glad. We'll
Sometimes
have to
food-
add that one to the menu.
Sometimes food is too still.
Exactly. I agree. And she just gives Lokea a kiss on the cheek.
Well, that's really exciting. Wow. And you guys are gonna, I'm assuming that it kind of like, we take a minute to like let it settle. And Foudre looks at both of them. It's like, okay, so you're gonna be offering like these kind of sweets and the food that you were describing earlier.
Yeah, and maybe more. I just got the money, honestly, to buy the spot next to the bodega. So I know it's going to be a restaurant, but like I haven't really finalized the menu. But when it's open,
you guys can have a discounted meal, and you guys can critique my menu, and then let me know if there's something else I should add, and then I'll totally take it into consideration, and maybe we can make more candy that you like. She seems completely scared all of a sudden again. Now that she's not like boasting up Lokea's candy, she seems utterly shy again.
Lokea's rubbing her back.
That's so sweet. Well, Fujay pulls a card for House McQueen and hands it to Sparrow. It says, well, I know that House McQueen is always looking for vendors for future shows, you know, to kind of like have food during our shows. And I'm sure that Rashad would be very interested in having both of you there to like cater some of our events. So I just wanted to give you our information for now.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'll definitely be in contact. Thank you so much.
And she just kind of like holds the card to her face and like turns to Lokea and smiles right before like going into the bodega to like maybe have a moment and squeal because she thinks that's so cool because she knows how much like how important the houses are and how like huge of a community they are. And she thinks that's utterly amazing that someone from one of the houses wants to even help her out in her dream of making this restaurant a success or even giving her business. She thinks that's amazing. And so she's going to have a little moment to squeal about it in the bodega.
I told you, sweetie, you are a majestic bird of prey.
She giggles as you say that as she goes in the bodega.
Oh, thank you, Fudra.
Yes, you're welcome. It was great to meet y'all. Great party. And then Fujri just kind of like wanders away to go find more alcohol. So
What?
So, Esme, how do you feel about children? We lads.
You know, I don't really spend much time around children. I think that they are adorable and have their use. But I like to talk with them. They have great stories. I love hearing their stories. But a Bybrit's life is not one for a child, I must say.
As you say that, a child comes up with a popper
I see.
and pops it at you. And then runs away immediately.
They are very high energy, that's for sure. They run around a lot, don't they?
They do. I've got 8 of them at home.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
Yeah, I just started collecting them in my travels. You know, if they didn't have a home, I was like, hey, I've got extra arms. Join me pack.
Yes. So they're not... So, how much do you travel? You said that you got them during your travels. Where do you... What's your favorite place to travel to?
Oh. Oh, dear. Well, this has been my favorite place that I've been to so far. We've sort of made our home here. There's a lot of places to play, but I just love everywhere I go. I've been traveling my whole life. You know, my own parents, they left me when I was quite young, so I've been traveling ever since, finding a new place, trying to find a new home.
Yes. Have you ever been up into the sky realm?
The Sky Realm. No. Is it nice there?
That is where I spend most of my time. It is gorgeous, must say. You get to see all the lands from up above. I know it seems very simple, but it's gorgeous. And whenever we land, we get to meet all the different people in the different lands. I just love traveling, meeting people, hearing their stories. I had, thankfully, very supportive parents in traveling and learning all these new things about the world. That's gnomes for you, you know? You want to find out as much as you can about the rest of the world.
Oh, that's amazing. I bet you're so worldly, so traveled. So many good stories.
I like to think so, yes.
Well, if you don't... Oh, sorry. Well, maybe you can take me on your big ship. Show me the sky.
Yeah, I can show you. I can show you a whole new world.
A whole new world.
A magic play. You made a mistake. I know that song by heart.
Same. I was like, those are careful words that you need to say to us. Who has who has the highest passive perception?
I got
I have
13.
Okay.
Nope. I have a 10.
Me and him are tied.
I have a 15.
15.
Wait, I might
No,
be
that's
wrong.
all right.
I'm sorry.
So you're
My perception is +5.
okay. Oh,
That's pretty good. I think
Yeah,
that
does
is
beat.
15.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's you then. So while you're flirting with Esme, you guys are close enough to the bodega where you're able to notice that the walls of the bodega seem to kind of fade a little bit in color. They're getting a little bit muted. And you're starting to see cracks forming at the corners of where the window is. It's not the most alarming thing, but because it drew your attention away from Esme, you are also able to see 3 men in tall black suits walking right towards you guys.
Boy, you see that?
Can I see it now that I've been brought attention to it?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
It's not like they're hiding the fact that they're walking straight to you guys. They're just walking right down the sidewalk right over to you guys.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yes. They don't look any different than the rest of the people here.
Cackles.
I'm gonna walk up to them.
You walk up to this 3 group of men, and they are in pristine, clean pressed suits, greased back hair, and like the wildest wicked smile that you've ever seen. The only thing distinguishing the 3 men apart is the fact that the first one is holding a suitcase, but other than that, they look nearly identical. And they just kind of look at you quietly as you walk up to them.
For reasons, I need to know if they're wearing sunglasses despite the fact that it's night.
No, they aren't wearing
Okay.
sunglasses, but I see the reference you're trying to make.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I appreciate the effort.
I was thinking of like the robots from Toontown.
That's
what I'm
that
picturing.
too. That's a good one too.
Esme follows because if Tala is worried.
Okay.
Worried.
Yeah, the 3 guys just look up to you, look at you guys up and down, but they don't say anything to you.
Can I help you with something?
And the guy kind of looks to you, and he's like,
Are you the owner of this establishment?
I'm not. The owners are, celebrating.
Well,
It's a day of celebration. I'm sure I can help you with what I need. I'm pretty
that
close
is
to
so
them.
sorry, but I only can speak to the owner of this establishment. I can't talk to anyone else about this. I'm so sorry. Could you please point me to the direction of where the owner is? Thank you kindly.
Why don't you wait here and I'll let
It's
them
fine.
know
You
that
can
you're here?
actually just bring us right over to them. We don't have time to wait. We have plenty of other business calls that we have to be doing.
I said you're fine to wait here. And I'm gonna walk over to Whirlwind, and if Willow's nearby, Willow as well. And I'm gonna tell them about both the cracks I'm seeing in the bodega, and that these 3 mysterious and awfully rude, I will put in, gentlemen are here to see them.
I love that. So the Whirlwind and did you mean Sparrow? I even said it wrong. Willow?
What did I say? Yes, I meant Sparrow.
That is so funny because Willow was almost going to be her name, but I was like, Sparrow makes more sense because they're both Air Genasi. But that is so funny.
Great.
As soon as you say that, Whirlwind, Sparrow doesn't seem to understand or recognize what you're talking about, but as soon as you mention it, Whirlwind, stone face, serious, and it's turning as if to go to them, but the music seems to cut, silence seems to kind of loom over the area, and the party seems to be cut short as one of the men that you were talking to, tall, 6'5", he walks through the crowd and they seem to just part for him. Scared but curious as to what's happening. No one else seems to recognize him, but he walks right up to Whirlwind and he offers up a hand, and Whirlwind just kind of, he doesn't bat an eye, and he just takes it and he gives it a good shake, but he motions over to the food with a small smile. If you're hungry, we have plenty of food to share. My daughter and her girlfriend made it for us. There's a wide selection. You should find something that you like. Whirlwind started to smile politely at the stranger before he was cut off by the man in a suit with a wave of his hand.
No, we're good.
He was curt with his response as he took his hand from the handshake, wiped it off on his jacket, and then pulled a business card from the pocket inside.
My name is John Smith, and we are strictly here on business. We have no time for charitable play.
John smirked as he started to raise up the suitcase, and one of the other suited men rushed up to hold out his arms so that they could be used as a table. John didn't seem to bat an eye as he opened up the briefcase with a loud snap, and suddenly there were documents being handed to Whirlwind, bright yellow and urgent looking.
We have reminded you multiple times of the change of price to your rent, and you can't seem to keep up with the payments anymore. We have informed you multiple times by mail and phone calls that you are dangerously behind, and the foreclosure will be imminent if you don't pay back all that is previously due.
Whirlwind didn't look at the documents in his wide and shaking hands. He kept his eyes to the greasy man with a wild smile and nodded his head, showing he was submissive and listening. How long do I have?
Well, considering the fact that we have already contacted you more than enough, and you have been in the red even longer than that, you have 7 calendar days to get me the needed money.
It was barely there, but there was some smugness on the face of the man. Whirlwind just nodded his head as he began to roll up the yellow papers into his hands and place them into his back pocket. Sounds good. I'll make sure to get it to you by then. The Genasi's voice was tight as he motioned them to leave. It was nice catching up. The yes men all smile, Cheshire-like grins, and nod their heads before slinking out between the wide berth of the small crowd gave them. But they stop for a moment to glare at Tala, and then they leave.
Tala will growl at them.
Roll an intimidation check.
We started out so strong.
It's the curse of the dice.
Come on, give me a nat one.
It is 3.
You try to growl, but it sounds like a soft puppy, and the yes men and they slink away. Proud. They think that they got you scared and on the hook.
Lokea's going to go over to Whirlwind and ask, what were the jackals doing here?
After my wife died, we've just been in so much debt, and the business was doing good with all the new people moving into the city, but it just seems to kind of have plateaued, and Sparrow's not there at the moment. Sparrow seems to be kind of taking care of some children with some of the other parents because a lot of them seem scared and some of them need to be rounded up right now. And so he kind of looks over to where Sparrow is with the kids, and then he looks back to you. And I gave Sparrow some money, and I don't want her to feel like this is her fault, but I lended her some money for the restaurant, and I don't want her to think that the foreclosure is all of her fault. I just got behind on a couple of bills trying to help other people who needed the money more, but I thought I had more time. I thought they were going to be a little bit nicer considering all the construction that's going around in the city, but I guess I just waited a little too long.
Lokea thinks for a moment and then sort of like gestures for Whirlwind to follow her, and she walks right over to Wally.
Whirlwind follows like, hello.
Wally, you know stonks.
Yeah, what's the damage?
And he pulls out the yellow papers and he looks at them. I owe a lot. I owe 2,000 gold pieces.
Oh, that's more than even a Bitcoin can conjure. Yeah,
Is there a way to
don't know what we
cancel?
do. To cancel a debt?
I do not understand finance even a little bit.
Only good at cooking, not good at finance. Sparrow takes care of your bills. There you go.
Yeah. And Lokea doesn't have a home or anything. She just migrates between people in her polycule.
I love that. I love that. So just everyone else kind of taking care of her bills and being like, you haven't paid this bill yet. You have to remember to do it. Where's your money?
Okay, hey, Dewey, do you think we have anything at the archives about, like, the way this all runs?
Dewey goes ahead and he kind of looks over and he's a bit of a smaller man, kind of the typical, very stereotypical nerd, big wide glasses, cute little bow tie that it kind of spins as he thinks, and he's like, I don't think so. I think we're gonna have to maybe. Well, I mean. I don't think so. I'm sorry. I wish I knew more. But if you need to figure out how to fix your internet, though, I got you. I know how to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, we know you can do that, Dewey.
Yeah.
This is city planning stuff. This is taxes? I don't know. I never paid my taxes with bitcoins before. They don't offer that service yet.
Why don't we take it to the man? You know?
I don't want anyone fighting. I just need help. It's all right. I'll think about it. I'll sleep on it tonight, and I'll have an answer by morning, as I always do. Your concern is greatly appreciated, you guys, and I love that you guys want to help out. But I got myself into this mess, and I think I can get myself out. I just need a little time and to figure it out.
You're not in this by yourself, you know. You got me, you got my pack. I'm sure you've got plenty of other people in this neighborhood willing to help you out the next 7 days. Just tell us where you need us.
He kind of like wipes away a small tear, and he's like, Tala, your words always uplift me. Thank you. If I know your pack can do something to help us out, you will be the first one I call. Thank you.
Can I ask Orlin one more thing?
Yeah.
Just to get some clarification. Like, do you think that they have any reason to be going after you now? Is there any reason they would want this location?
I mean, they're hoping to do construction in this part of the city in a couple months, but I haven't seen anyone else getting foreclosed on yet. I wouldn't know. You could probably ask other people in the party. They might be able to help you out if they know anything, but nobody has come yet to me with any concerns about that.
What if there's anything in like the city planning committee or something? Like any plans slated for this block or something like that?
Dewey kind of looks at you. He's like, do you think we should take another trip to the library and see if we can find something out? We do have city records there. We keep them pretty updated. There might be something there that we can try to figure out about.
I think that's the move.
Okay.
And so Dewey kind of looks at Whirlwind, gives him a good old traditional salute, and says, "Don't worry, Mr. Whirlwind. Me and Wazapan are on the job, and we're gonna look through city records, and we're gonna figure it out.
We'll get you the hot tips.
The sweet hot tips." And he kind of he grabs Wazapan's arm, and he's like, "No better time than the present," and he starts waddling away.
Whoa, okay. Hop along to keep up.
And then Whirlwind looks at Lokea, and he's like, "Make sure that Sparrow is not going to be worried about this. I don't want her to worry about this. The restaurant will still thrive. They let her buy it, so it has to mean something. It might just be my shop. But
The bodega is not closing.
You're right, Lokea. It won't. It won't close. But with that, he doesn't feel in the mood to party anymore, and everyone else kind of seems to be fading a little bit. If any of you do want to question any of them, this is your chance. But there are going to be plenty of times if you guys want to ask any of the people questions throughout the story as well. I don't want you to feel like this is the only time to question anyone.
Tala, I like your plan.
Beating
Wolves
people up?
Yeah. Wolves are stronger than jackals.
There you go.
Exactly. Name the place. I'll show up.
Yes. I heard something about a fight. Sounds good to me. You will have both of my swords and my longbow and my hands.
That's my kind of buy rate.
Do you know
this
why
something
we
that
are
happens-
fighting?
Hmm?
Do you know why we are fighting?
No, that's what I was just about to ask. I just like to join any fight I hear is happening. Does this happen often that these very clean people come in and intimidate others and are just extremely rude to people? Does that happen often around here? Is that a normal custom?
Has been lately.
Yeah, old lady seems to kind of hear you guys talking, and she pushes her little nose into the conversation, and she's like,
It only started happening when those men in those suits started to come around and started to raise our prices of rent. It makes it impossible to find a good place, and with construction happening everywhere. It's awful. I can't have my own place. I have to go live with my son now. I don't like living with my son.
I would say they are leeches, but leeches need blood to survive.
and the old lady laughs really loud at that joke. She just pats you on the arm. She's like, "That's a good one, young miss. That's a good one.
Stick it to them. Stick it to the man."
She just walks away. She just
I will
blows
stick
you all a
something
kiss.
to them.
Interesting. It sounds like what ships are doing up in the sky, too. Just stealing from the normal people, and that's not right. Now I'm doubly in this fight.
Thank you. Now we need to figure out who to fight.
Yes.
We fight the men, but don't know quite where to begin. Also, I want to respect Whirlwind's wishes. Didn't seem to want us to fight, but what he doesn't know won't hurt him.
Hey, Foodra.
Yes.
House McQueen knows things about the city. Yes.
A bit, yes. We try not to keep out of peasant affairs, though.
But do you know who steals from people?
Rashad did mention that there was a break-in the other night. Thankfully none of my things were taken, but he seemed pretty upset about it.
No, the leeches, the landlords.
The landlords. Yes, we also have been having problems with those as well. They're trying to jack up our rent as well. I don't know why he doesn't just buy the place. I know. I told Rashad, I was like, I don't know why you wouldn't just buy the place. We have the money, but he mentioned something about credit scores, and I don't know how those work. So I don't mind helping, though. I mean, I'll always go where I'm wanted. So if you want me there, happily.
Maybe you can own your house now.
Maybe that would be fantastic.
I just realized that Lokea's attitude is life is a fuck. 10 million dead landlords.
I mean, I respect Lokea's ideas of how they should live, like who really wants to rent? No one, truly. I think we can all agree with that right here.
Well, and Foodray's literal main flaw is that they won't let themselves feel emotions. So
Oh, I love that. Me too. Oh my god.
very much
Same,
alike.
same.
I feel you, but I don't. I'm like, oh, that really sucks, man. I'll
I love
help
that.
you, but I'm not emotionally invested in this.
I love that. I love that. Sparrow comes over to you guys after the party has seemed to diminish. Everyone has seemed to go home. And Sparrow just smiles at all of you and is she holds out her hand for Lokea before saying, I think we're all gonna head off to bed now. We've got a lot, but Whirlwind doesn't know that I'm planning this, but if you guys could come by the bodega tomorrow, I think I might know someone who might be able to help us, at least get us on the right track. But it would be great if you guys could come tomorrow.
What time?
At 12 p.m. noon. I want to be able to sleep in.
Perfect.
I agree with that idea. Sleeping in is ideal.
It's a
Mhm.
little early for me waking up, but I can make it work.
Oh, you sleep in a lot, don't you?
Yes.
I'm jealous.
Nocturnal.
I wish.
We party hard on our ship.
Oh, you have parties too on your ship?
I gotta go to the ship.
Do we party? Do we have parties? Yes.
Well, we'll have to have a party on your ship then too. That way we can all share. And then, but then I heard that you like alcohol, so we won't have the kids. So that way we can have the alcohol.
Yes, and I would love to try more of your food. I was talking to Lokea about the different types of food that you are going to be making in your restaurant, and it all seems delectable.
Yes, if anything, I will cater it, and then you just provide the ship, and then that way it will kind of be like an even deal. And then I heard you, Lokea was saying something about you guys having food, and she was nice enough to share a recipe with you guys. You guys can have the leftover food. That way you guys can take it, and that will be like the payment and my thank and gratitude for you guys letting us party on your ship.
Perfect. That sounds wonderful, and we will pay you.
Oh, it's not necessary. If anything, just spread the word about my new restaurant. That would be payment enough.
Fine. We'll talk terms later.
Okay, I will not accept any money though. Thank you.
Void vanilla would go well with alcohol.
Void
Vanilla ice cream.
And as soon as you say that, Sparrow has your hand and she's taking you to her apartment, which is right on top of the bodega. And she's like, oh, we should start making drink recipes now. We have to start planning for the party.
We should make Drake bourbon.
Whatever you want. I am more than happy to let you figure it out, and I'll just add my little fun twist to it.
Okay. I will think.
Okay. And they disappear into the bodega where the stairs to the apartment are. But you guys are left out on the streets if there's any last things you want to do before heading home to get ready for the meeting tomorrow. It doesn't seem like it. I take the silence as the answer. You're all going home. No changing of your minds. You all go home, sleep in your respective
Am I still at the
beds.
library?
Oh, yes. Let's see what you and Dewey figured out at the library. Let's change scenes. Everyone else went home, sleeping. What are you and Dewey looking for at the library?
We're looking for some city records, see if there's any plans slated for this block or any improvement zoning things that have been passed. Just to keep those records up to date.
Dewey's able to find the book easily enough, but he is not proficient in reading city records. He doesn't understand any of the jargon, but he is able to at least bring you the most up-to-date book that has all of the official decrees of the city council.
Huh. Okay. Could I do some kind of check to see if I can understand it?
That's what I was thinking, and I was looking at right now. You're proficient in your archive section is the MIT
information
stuff.
Technology.
Okay. The complete opposite of what you're looking for. I think if you just did an investigation check, I think you would be able to maybe see if you can figure something out.
If not, I'll go with plan B. But I'm pretty good at investigation. I'm not pretty good at rolling investigation, so it's 12 total.
Okay.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. You are able to find the newest decree, which happens to actually not even be in the book. It seems to just someone kind of slipped it in. So you're able to find it pretty easily. And it does say that they are slated to, they want to start buying out the residential houses on the main street where Whirlwind's bodega is. And even on the decree, you can kind of see where they've circled some of the houses that they've already bought, or the apartment buildings that they've already bought. But they have a huge circle around Whirlwind's bodega and a question mark kind of dotting it in the middle.
Okay, I want to make a copy of this, however I need. If they got a copy machine, or if I just have to write it out by hand, as best I can.
They do have a copy machine, and you need to pay 1 silver piece to make a single copy.
Okay, I'll do that, because I'm sure it'll be nicer looking than me drawing it.
Sounds good. Are you just going to make the one copy, or are you making multiple?
How many can I make with 1 gold piece?
I think it's 10, right? Is that the conversion correct?
I think so. I'll make 10 copies.
There you go. We'll say it's 10 for now, but if someone wants to correct me in chat or whatever, let me know, please. But yeah, we'll go with 10. So you get 10 copies, and they're crisp, clear. You said it yourself, better than probably whatever you could have drawn them as, and they're ready for you to take. So you can add that to your inventory. 10 copies of the decree for the foreclosures on Main Street.
Right.
Oh, perfect. Action Fiction. Thank you for confirming.
Wonderful. Okay, Dewey, that's the best I can do for now. I guess we'll talk to Whirlwind in the morning about this.
Sounds good. Since I sleep here, I have to close up, but thank you for helping, and I'm sure Whirlwind's going to really appreciate us getting all this information, and he should be able to do something about this.
Oh, I know he will.
Okay, well.
Take it easy. See you tomorrow.
Yep. See you tomorrow.
Okay, I'll head home.
And he lets you go, but he kind of stares a little longingly as you leave, and then he kind of closes the door and locks it. The next morning, though, at noon, the door is wide open, and it seems a little stressful. Since Lokea spent the night, Lokea's probably on the scene first, or at least knows the information. Lokea, does Lokea sleep in?
Yeah, probably. I think last night she literally gave Sparrow a bear hug, cuddle.
Nice. Just trying to deal with their feelings, help them out. I love that.
Huh.
We love supportive relationships.
Supportive wild shape.
Hey. And so I think by the time that you guys kind of wake up and Sparrow's ready, and you guys go down to the bodega, you are the first to see the catastrophe that hit the bodega. The windows are broken. It looks like food and everything has been pushed onto the floor. Even the cat that you guys know to have protected the bodega is injured, and they're currently calling a vet for it. And Whirlwind looks over to you and he's like, I don't know what happened. Everything happened so fast, and we woke up to this, and we just don't know what happened.
very loud.
Yeah. It just, who knows? And he just kind of seems a little defeated as he sits by the counter.
I think Lokea kind of has the injured cat on her lap, and she's just kind of taking care of it.
You love that.
So there is a plan, though.
A plan for what? Rowan seems so confused.
We're fixing things.
I'm excited to hear it.
Soon.
And I assume now you guys kind of start filing in because it is noon. Unless some of you are fashionably late again, which is acceptable.
I
No, I'll show up on time.
Yeah.
It's not a party, it's a meeting. That's different. You don't show up late to business meetings.
Sounds good.
See, Esme thought this was when the fight was starting, so she is there on time because she is ready. She comes in like not literal guns blazing, but like ready to fight, thinking this is where the showdown is happening. And so kind of kicks down the door or something like that.
I love that. The door that already is like broken glass. The frame is just there, closed, kind of as like just there as habit, and you kick it open still, and it kind of like skirts the broken glass off the floor, and it kind of like startles everyone, and they're like, "What the? Oh, Esme, welcome."
Are they not here yet? Am I early?
You're and Sparrow's like, you're actually right on time. Foundry beat you here, but everyone else is filing in still.
When Tola arrives, she is utterly heartbroken to see the devastation of Whirlwinds and what's become of it. And as is known to happen when Tola feels a lot of emotion, she breaks into a sapphic ballad. She sings, "Shot to the heart." She performs the whole song, except for it's all about how sad she is about about the deli.
Oh, I love that.
I'm sorry.
Absolutely love that.
I'm gonna recover for a bit.
Yeah, Whirlwind loves the song. Like, honestly, that's the thing that probably brings him joy in this situation. He loves hearing your voice whenever you get to sing to him. So he is more than happy that you, even though, yes, it's a grim moment, he loves hearing you sing. And so he's the first one that greets you, and he's like, "Oh, Tala, I know. It's tragic, isn't it?"
A real tragedy. I can't believe it. We will get the people who have done this.
I know you will, Tala. I know you will.
I guess Wally would get there at some point too. He wasn't there for the conversation, the meet at noon, but just coincidentally would show up at some point to deliver the news he found. It was like, "Oh, Palor, it looks like a thunder wave went off in here."
Is this the person we're fighting?
No.
Are you the person I'm fighting? Mage hand.
No. Sparrow's like, no one's fighting. No, you guys are going to help us keep the bodega running, right? That's the plan, at least.
Oh, God. Okay. They are also part of the plan. Okay.
Yeah. No, I love the enthusiasm, though. You keep those spirits up because there hopefully won't be a fight. And Whirlwind's like, no fighting. What are you guys planning to fight? Someone? Who?
Why did I cast Mage Hand? What good would that be in a fight? Should have casted Firebolt.
Sometimes you just need the extra hands, okay? Don't diss on Mage Hand.
It's just like a hold me back kind of a thing, but you're doing
that's
it
cute. Just for the comedic effect of it all.
Yes.
I'm going to take that, though, and I'm going to use that in my next roleplay when I do D&D, so thank you, because that is really funny, actually. So, hee hee ha ha. Whirlwind looks to Sparrow with kind of a frown. He's like, I have other things to worry about right now. Please tell me that you will keep them from fighting. And Sparrow just nods. She's like, don't worry, no one's gonna fight. And she kind of motioned you all outside, the outside of the bodega to have like a private conversation. And she's like, okay, so we're totally gonna fight, but we don't know who yet. But I wanted to gather you guys all together so we could try to figure out a plan. I have some ideas, but you guys go first.
Well, if you're looking for leads, I'll pull out a copy of the city plans here with the big question marks all over Whirlwind's bodega. You can see it looks like they're buying up this entire block for some big construction projects, and it looks like Whirlwind's is one of the last holdouts.
Wait, that is... Why would they want to buy the block? That's so weird. Wait, that doesn't make any sense, though. Why would they let me have the restaurant? Oh, no, this is bad. They are going to take the bodega. Okay, so at least we know it is a thing. Okay, it's not just those men weren't lying. Oh, no.
What's something big enough for a block? A department store?
Oh, no, a department store? That's so bad. Oh.
A freeway.
Oh, even worse, a freeway. At least the department store would have the stores here for the people to sit in.
A parking lot.
Over my dead
The parking
body.
lot's even worse. What's the point of using them if the cars just sit there?
Hmm.
What if it's a Lego store?
No, I do like Legos, but I prefer the bodega here than the Lego store.
I don't
Yes.
want to live in a Macy's.
Yeah, I don't want to live in a Lego store. I still live above the bodega.
Well, clearly somebody's trying to threaten you out of this place and threaten all of us. This is a heck of a display. Do we have any, like, did anyone see anything? Do we have a neighborhood watch they could report back?
Hmm.
No,
I
not
can-
really.
I may be able to find someone who has.
I
Can
think it's pretty safe to guess.
I want to cast Speak with Animals on the Bodega cat I'm holding.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the bodega cat's awake enough for you to do that. What's the process?
The process like thematically, or do you want the text of the spell?
Oh no, I'm the text of the spell seems pretty straightforward, at least to me. But yeah, no, what thematically are you doing to talk to this cat?
I think
You have
she
to
just
meow
sort
at
of
it.
nuzzles it closely, gives it a little kiss on the head, and then quietly whispers at it until it slowly starts forming into words. She's like,
That's cute. I love that. Okay, yeah. So the cat seems a little confused at first, but it seems to kind of slowly make out what you're asking it. And does it speak? It just speaks as a cat still, right? Okay, perfect. So to everyone else, this is meowing, but to Lokea, when you ask it who attacked the bodega, it just kind of frowns a bit. It's like, the last thing that I saw were just hundreds of rats coming at me, and I couldn't stop all of them, but they didn't seem like they were from here, these rats.
You fought well. They were big?
They were all sorts of different sizes. But they were pretty big. They weren't the normal rats.
What color were they?
There were black ones, gray ones, and definitely some white ones. But the rat that got me down, he was like a gray speckled black.
And they just came down the street?
They came out of the pipes.
Oh.
Yeah, they came out of the pipes, swarmed into the bodega, and blasted out.
That is troublesome.
I couldn't stop all of them, but I do remember their rat bodies.
Well, thank you. While we can still understand each other, do you want a name?
Caramel.
Caramel.
I like when Sparrow lets me lick a little caramel off of the spoon, so I feel like that's only fitting to have my name, Caramel.
Yes. We will honor you, Caramel.
Thank you.
So then Lokea's gonna relay all that to everybody. And also
Caramel?
say hello to Caramel. Yes.
The cat just meows at everyone. Meow.
It's a really cute name. I like it.
So it sounds like they came from below. Someone stirred up rats.
Below rats? You mean like... Well, the only thing below us is the subway.
Ugh.
It may have been someone in the subway.
Rats in the subway sounds like a bad time. Well, good thing you guys are going to go down there, right? And fight them? Because I don't think I could fight any rats.
I have to say, I'm not a fan of rats.
I'm
Or
not a fan of
underground.
sewers.
Oh.
Subway, not sewer.
I'll be there in a second.
Same.
Isn't a sewer just...
Point me in the direction.
Thank you. Yeah, we need someone to beat up the rats because we have two people who don't like this. The two things that are happening right now is the subway and those rats. We have two people already who don't like them, so we need someone enthusiastically to beat up some rats.
Tallest
Well,
going,
I'm not
I
so
will
sure.
go.
Maybe
Wait,
we
what?
should be looking more for the person who the rats are answering to, rather than the rats themselves.
That's true. Maybe the rats are brainwashed or something, and they don't know that they're doing bad rat things.
Most likely. Maybe another druid.
Who knows? Well,
Well, we may be able to find a trace of them. I could talk to the rats.
Okay. Yeah, you guys could find the rats and talk to them. That sounds like a great idea. Just like you talk to the cat. Look, hey, you're full of such smart ideas. And Sparrow goes ahead and kisses you on the cheek.
No.
Okay, so subway, that's a good plan. You guys can go there, talk to the rats. And since you guys are going to the subway anywhere, here's my plan. And she like pulls out a little like folded piece of paper that she's had in her pocket this entire time, and she kind of like smooths it out. She's like, so I was looking through my dad's contact book because he still doesn't trust anyone but those little rotary contact thingies. And so I found the only name in here that kind of sounds familiar is you should know, Fodre, you live in a noble house, right? There's another noble house that apparently my dad knows, House Lavanda. I don't know how, but maybe she can help, and you guys can maybe talk to her, and maybe they have money or something, or maybe they can get someone to help us figure out what to do. But that's my only lead. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can go talk to them. Absolutely.
Yeah, I figured you could pull some noble house strings. There you have to go in the subway, and you have to go ahead and you can take the yellow line. And it should be on the I think it's called oh darn, I don't remember the name. And she kind of like stares at her note as she's trying to like figure it out while you guys kind of discuss.
Okay.
Oh, did Alex disconnect?
Just for a little bit. Alex is back.
Oh no. Oh, there we go.
I'm back. I'm sorry.
Hooray. So we have the rat problem, but that is a symptom. But it would be bad if it happened again.
Yes. Sounds
Would
like
you-
I have to go talk to another one of the noble houses, see if they have any information on these weird rats.
Well,
Would you like
they
us to
can
come
help
with
us
you?
figure out who to punch.
Yes.
I don't understand why we can't just go
Well,
and punch
I
some
mean-
rats until it's done.
Well,
Are you guys gonna go now to the subway then, or should I? Because I can make you guys some snacks. You just have to take the yellow line over to Street, and you should be able to find the noble house. You can't miss it. It's bright pink. And Lavanda's her name. But I can make you guys some sandwiches for the road if you guys are gonna head out now.
That would be fabulous. I will
please.
always take a sandwich.
Oh, okay, yeah. And she heads off into the bodega real quick, so that way she can start making you guys some sandwiches.
Yes, a sandwich.
So
If we're
just-
going to this place, I should
Yes.
probably let Dewey know I'm not showing up at the library today.
Probably.
Should we know anything about this noble house before we show up? Are there certain customs that
I was gonna
we
say, yeah,
should-
I'm looking through the noble house section right now of the makeshift book, and I'm like, I don't see the one that you're talking about.
Oh, here. My eyes do not see what I'm looking for. Where is it?
I think I found it on the second page of the noble houses.
Oh, where are the noble houses?
I think it's under factions.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're completely right. 100%. I was looking somewhere completely else. So, I'm sorry. It's House Lubricious.
House Lubricious. Okay.
It's run by Lavanda Lubricious. My bad.
Okay. Gotcha. Yes.
Uh,
Okay. Cool.
Lokea looks down at her feet, which are usually bare, and says, "Maybe I shouldn't go to the noble house party."
Why not?
The houses do not usually like me.
Yes. Well, some of them can be a bit more. What's the word? Stuck up than others. Obviously, we're very accepting of as many people as possible, but you know,
That
Lavanda.
is good.
Ooh, protocol when
I
we go
don't-
there. Am I gonna need to take off my hat?
I don't know. That's a great question.
No, your
They
hat
are
is good.
very
You should keep it
dramatic,
on.
so hopefully they don't take offense to it. I think it's fabulous, but
Yes.
Okay, good, because that
Okay.
might be a deal breaker.
who knows with Lavanda what she finds offensive on what day.
Maybe
So
we
should we
can do
split?
both. Oh, yes. Go ahead.
We can split.
Yes. Have maybe some of us can go down to the subway and see if you can go down to the subway, Lokea, and see if you can find a rat down there to talk to. And another group can go to the noble house and figure out how and if they can help us.
Okay.
As you guys are suggesting this plan, Sparrow comes back with your guys's individually brown bagged sandwiches with like a little Capri Sun juice box, and she just smiles at all of you guys. And she's like, "Okay, I just heard from Whirlwind that you guys have to be careful of the subway because stuff is happening. So just make sure that you guys are extra safe when you go in there. He said that people are being attacked. So,
What?
but that's, you guys can handle that. You guys fight for, right? I mean, you
Or
own a
being
ship.
attacked?
You do stuff, and no, you can keep your hat. Your hat is really pretty. I'm sure that the subway would light up with how beautiful your hat is.
Can so I have an actual ability
Okay.
that says my polycule kind of functions as a network of contacts. Can I have someone who works for the subway?
Oh, I love that idea. I'm not even going to make you roll for it. Yeah, you totally. Who do you want? Describe who your ideal partner would be for a subway job.
Okay. I need to... Okay, their name is Lambda. They
Lambda?
are Lambda. They are also a
Lambda.
tiefling.
Nice.
Lambda is a nickname because they have kind of the goat style horns.
Ooh, I love that.
And their conductor, who is like recently out as non-binary. So I've been kind of like helping them a little bit.
Oh, I love that.
And they don't have a whole lot of time because that's kind of a hectic job with a schedule to work. So
Yeah.
we like spend time when we can.
That is so cute. I love that. Yeah, you can totally try to contact Lamba and see if they have any information for you about the subway.
Yeah. Do we have... Are phones a thing?
Phones are a thing in this world.
Okay.
So you guys have phones on. Well, I would assume that you guys have phones on you, but if anything, they're just limited to talking and texting.
Gotcha. Lokea definitely, when she carries a phone on her, is the old Nokia ones.
Oh, bless. I love
Because
that.
she's roughing it.
I love that.
So she'll call up Lambda.
Perfect. And on the first ring, Lambda answers it and is just, "Hello, sweetie. What's up?"
Oh, hello, Lambda. Are you working today?
Yeah, I am actually. I'm running the red line today. It's actually going to be a pretty chill day today.
Oh, that is very good. I don't know if you heard about Whirlwind's party last night.
Yeah, I did. I heard a little bit through the grapevine.
Yeah, we are trying to make sure the bodega stays open. This is a secret thing. Do not tell Whirlwind, please. But we have a rat to find, and we need to. They are hiding in the subway, but I do not know the underground like you do.
Rats? Actually, we have a bunch of rats here attacking the subway lines.
Are you safe?
Yeah, we're fine. We have 3 lines completely shut down right now for delays due to these rats. We don't understand where they came from, but they have been vicious. We're trying to call some exterminators to see if they can at least move the rats somewhere else, but they're massive. They're huge. And
is one of them the yellow line?
Yeah, one of them is the yellow line.
Okay. Do you know any ways to get into back service tunnels? How do they get into the subway?
I have honestly no idea. Service tunnels, that's a good example. But we do also have, in case any like water comes in, we have some drainage pipes. Maybe they came from there or something too. We haven't seen anything or smelt anything though, so we don't know. And we haven't been able to capture any of the rats either. They're kind of elusive, so we're not able to question any of them or figure it out. There's some weird looking rats that
Yes.
I don't like them.
Well, hopefully we can stop those rats, because this is beyond the norm. Do you know a service tunnel or anything on the yellow line that we can check?
No, the only way to get through the yellow line right now is to clear out those rats.
Okay. But once we clear it out...
Oh, yeah, once you clear it out, that train should take you all the way through yellow line. It's just those rats are blocking it up right now. I think... Hold on. I have another call. Give me 1 second, sweetie. And
okay.
they put you on hold, and you can hear like little hold music going on. But it just sounds like weird, like nightcore remix music of some sort of kid show that you know nothing about, but you know that Lamba's really into that type of music. But yeah, they're taking a moment right now. They put you on hold.
So, yes, many lines are being attacked by rats.
You mean the
So,
line that we need to get on?
yes,
Attacked by the rats.
by the rats.
Looks like we're all headed in the same direction.
Let me at him. Want to hit some
Alex,
rats?
I think you're muted. I can't hear you.
Am I still muted?
I hear you.
Yeah, I can hear
Okay.
that.
I can't
I
hear.
can also hear her.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'm talking some more.
Maybe I accidentally. Oh my God, Alex. Maybe I accidentally muted you or something. Who knows? Hold on. Let me check. No. Hold on. Okay, we're back. Sorry. It wouldn't be a stream with me in it if there wasn't some sort of technical difficulties on my end. So I apologize for that. But we got everything settled now. So we're good to go. You said, Wally, that you wanted to take the phone to talk to who? To Dewey?
I'm going to call Dewey and be like, hey, not going to be at the library today. Change of plans. I'm on a road trip. I'm going to fight some rats in the subway. Okay, bye.
Dewey is like, okay, yeah, good luck. Come back to the library safe and sound. And then you can hang up the call.
Okay, let's go fight some rats.
Or
put them to sleep. Whatever comes first.
As Wally is talking on the phone with Dewey, though, Lokea, you hear the click of the music stop, and Lamba is able to talk to you again. And Lamba is just like, it looks like, oh my God, I don't know. Do you know someone who can help? We have one of the conductors for the yellow line. He got kidnapped by the rats. I don't think we're qualified for this. Can you please help us?
Yes, we will. Please take today off.
Yeah, I'm calling out right now. Don't worry. I will, if anything, I'll go to the bodega and see if I can help in another way. But I'm definitely taking the day off today.
Do not get rat naps.
Don't worry. I don't plan on it.
Love you.
I love you too. Goodbye. And they hang up. But yeah, now someone's kidnapped by some rats.
Well,
what are we waiting for, team?
Let's bash some rats.
Let's bash some rats.
Okay, I guess we'll just skip the noble house. This kind of takes precedence, I think.
Well, we
can't get there until we clear out the yellow line anyway.
Yeah, because the noble house you're trying to get to is through the yellow line.
Shoot. Okay, yeah. So this definitely takes precedence. Cool.
So
mess them up.
Is there anything else you guys want to do, like at the bodega? Any like last minute like shopping? Because it's still a working store, but it's just a little rundown right now. Or do you guys just want to head straight to the subway?
I'm gonna grab some almonds.
Yep. Whirlwind doesn't even charge you for the almond. He just lets you have them.
Okay. I'll bring you back a rat. I don't
know.
Actually, can I grab some water?
I'm gonna slide.
Yeah, you can grab some water. And then what did you want, Alex? No, you're all right.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna grab a gold. I'm gonna slide a gold piece onto the counter when Whirlwind isn't looking, just to cover our sandwiches.
I want you to I want you to try and roll a sleight of hand for that.
Okay. Whoop. Okay. 15.
Yeah, that works. You do it without him even noticing. He just doesn't even notice. He's too busy focused on the cat right now. Okay. Anything else anyone wants to do before you guys head to the subway?
Esme goes over and gives the cat a long pat.
I love that. Caramel purrs very, very loudly and like headbutts your hand as you get to the head.
Then I scruff the head a little bit.
And it nuzzles into the hand as it purrs louder. So you guys head out, and there's subway terminals or like little subway hatches everywhere. So it doesn't take you guys that long to find one to get in. The subway is pretty maze-like in some ways. Not all of you have probably seen a subway before. You guys have probably been on maybe a train or something similar, but the subway is completely new. It's completely underground. It is just really fast trains going, and the system that they made up for it is also completely new. And you guys have known, though, that the prices for the subway have been getting jacked up a lot. Where subway tickets only used to be like 4 silver, they now seem to be 12 silver a piece for each subway ticket. Yeah. And so prices, and that's just a small example of all the prices that have been going up in the city naturally. Whirlwind tries his best to keep them as low as he can, but the subway is the perfect example that everywhere rent, even like normal food shopping, has become excessively expensive, where it's hard for people to be able to afford it. A lot of people have been trying to move out of the city, but some people have their whole lives here and they don't want to leave. So they have to stay. But the subway is the clearest example that prices are skyrocketing.
Wait, just to get in the tunnel that's not running?
Yep.
Because it's infested with rats?
Yep. You have to pay $12 a ticket to even step into the terminal to wait for the subway to run.
That is expensive.
Yep.
Well,
I don't even like it down here.
You don't make money by spending money. I'm going to try and hop the till.
I want you to make a stealth check for that.
Okay. Ooh, dirty 20.
How cool do you look when you jump this turnstile?
Oh, it's like one of those spy movies. You throw your legs over it to hop over a really high barrier.
We love it. We love it. Nobody seems to notice. Not even the other people who are waiting on the line. Nobody seems to notice you just jump right over. No alarm goes off either. So you got in for free.
Radical.
Food
Come on,
sees
let's
this
go.
and immediately wants to try the same thing.
Yeah, just the stealth check.
Self check. 14.
Yeah, you make it over too.
Ayo.
Nobody seems to notice. Maybe a kid kind of looks over, but he knows not to say anything, so he kind of just looks back.
Yeah, yeah. Nice.
Esme would also try and do it.
No one wants to pay the 12 silver for this ticket.
Safe to say that we all try to hop it.
Tala's gonna play.
Oh, you're gonna pay it?
Tala's just gonna pay her fee.
Are you
Tell
sure
us
I could open up the handicap accessible door to the exit and you could slick in that way?
Here you go.
I will take that option.
There you go. There you go. You don't. Loki doesn't even have to do the roll now. They're just in.
I got a 17.
Oh yeah, you make it over with style. Nobody notices you as you look cool as you got off after your jump. Strut, yeah, exactly. You strut a little bit, flip your hair around.
Oh.
But now you guys are on the yellow line. It looks pretty snug. There are a lot of people in there, and it seems like they're all angry and they're waiting to go somewhere else. You don't see any rats though, but it does seem to be exceptionally crowded with people at the moment.
So do we know where we saw these rats? Were they on the platform or in the tunnel itself?
I don't know. I think they would be in the tunnel. They could be anywhere.
That is a life fact, actually. Rats can be anywhere. Remember that, people.
If you're there, there are rats.
Exactly.
I don't want it.
Hey, Barb, what were you thinking?
Who? What? Oh. So we'll just continue. So while you guys get into the terminal and kind of like try to figure out like what's happening, you can still see the train there, but it doesn't seem to be moving. But as soon as you guys hear like a loud pop as the speakers above you start to speak. The terminals and the speakers screech to life for a moment, as if to purposely grab everyone's attention. But a lot of the crowd doesn't look up from their current distractions or seem to acknowledge if they even notice the announcement.
Thank you all for using the new Gaelic subway system, your new and efficient way of travel. Yellow, red, and orange lines are currently experiencing delays. The rats are trying to unionize, and we are waiting for our negotiations. Please be patient, and thank you so much for being understanding. And I hope that you enjoy your ride on the new Gaelic subway system. Goodbye.
And the speaker shuts off.
Wait, you think the rats are actually trying to unionize? Wally doesn't break a picket line.
I would support them if that is the case.
That is why we need to find one.
What is the purpose of the rats in the subway system? Like, are they beneficial? Because if not, then
rats just find dark and dank places to be, so it makes sense.
The rats hurt the bodega cat. All right, rats bad. Fight rats.
Yes.
I was gonna say, yeah, they ruined the bodega, and now they're preventing us from getting to the place that we need to be. Like, do we want them to?
They hurt Caramel. That's perfect.
This doesn't sound good. I'm pretty sure we want to split them up.
Is there... It is probably not safe to walk the tunnel down.
Probably not. But even as you start to think about that, you see a bunch of rats start to scurry their way up the platform. And at first, it's just a couple. But then it starts getting a little weird because you start to see like 5 rats come up, and I want Fondra to roll your perception check real quick.
It's not gonna go well.
You see 5 rats come up to you guys, or like up to the platform at the edge, and they're huge, ugly rats, all different shapes and colors. But the thing that catches everyone's eyes is that there are 3 things in suits. 2 of them don't look like they're moving the most efficiently, while the other one looks like to be in a dirty suit with like hair like very messy and nasty and oily, and they just have this like look in their eyes. But they're kind of moving towards the people, and people start to scream as they move away. But what was your perception check?
12.
12. You noted that's great. You actually see that some of the rats are wearing some familiar jewelry that you think might have been stolen from Rashad.
Ooh.
And even one of the things in the suit under his like pinstripe suit jacket is this like really beautiful silken shirt And you're like, that might also be Rashad's.
Wait, so what are these things in suits?
You would have to do an insight check to see what they would be.
Right, but what do they look like?
They look like people in suits, but they don't seem to be moving normally.
Okay, and they're on the platform or they're amongst the rats?
They're amongst the rats on the platform.
Okay.
I want to cast True Strike. I want to get an idea, some insight into these creatures.
What do you cast? Are you casting that on the rats?
The suits, the suit people that look like people are running away from them.
Okay, then I want to cast Command on the rats that I see with the jewelry.
Okay.
Just those ones. I don't care about the other ones.
So there are 5 rats with jewelry. We'll do the rat one first because this one seems a little bit easier. So there's 5 rats.
All right. So, do I have to roll like once for each of them, or?
It's command, right?
Yeah, it's command.
Let me look it up real quick. I don't remember off the top of my head how that spell works.
I think it's just one creature that I can see. A 1-word command to a creature you can see within range.
Oh yeah, so it's only one of them, it looks like.
Okay, so I guess I'll just do the one that's closest to me.
Okay.
$22?
Oh, yeah, that works. That rat stops completely in its place.
Cool, and I'm gonna tell it to grovel so the target falls prone and ends its turn.
And it stops moving right on the edge of the platform. It just stops moving. The other rats don't seem to notice, though. And then what did you want to do, Jeff?
I'm going to point at the suited people that look suspicious. Like, got something to do with the rats, maybe. Like, hey, get a load of these greasy fellows. Point, cast True Strike to get some insight into their defenses.
And then how does that spell work?
It's instantaneous divination cantrip. So you point a finger at someone in range, and you get brief insight. On my next turn, I'd get advantage on an attack roll against them if I attack them.
Okay.
So
go ahead. Do you
if they had any defenses, I would know about it.
Oh, let's see. Defenses. You can. Does it tell you how? Like, does it say how much you can know about them, or does it say like just what?
It just says brief insight into the target's defenses.
Okay. You see that these things in the pinstripe suit, their damage resistant is to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. That is their defenses.
Okay. All right. Works for me.
As soon as I see the rats and the suited people, I'm gonna shift.
Okay.
I gain 1d6 and a +1 to my armor class.
Okay. And I think with that, since as soon as they see Tala shift, they start to like, I don't know what sound rats make, actually. I should have done that research, maybe. They like chitter and squeak before they start running at you, and I want you guys to all roll for initiative.
Okie dokie.
Well, I took care of one of them.
Yeah, one of them is just sitting there chilling right now.
It's prone.
I got a 20.
Ooh, nice.
Wally here with a 9.
Got an 18.
Tala with a 4.
Tala with the 4, and then someone said 18?
Yes, I did.
Okay, perfect.
I got 7.
Okay. And then 20 was Lokia. Okay, perfect. I have to now roll for some creatures. Mm. Okay. So, Lokia, you are first in the line. What are you looking to do?
I would like to cast the spell Conjure Animals.
Nice.
And I get 2 beasts of challenge rating 1 or lower. So what I want to do is right behind the 2 things that seem to be leading the rats on the platform, I want to summon a tiger behind each of them.
Okay. Dope.
And have them snarl, and Lokea will say, "Call off the rats, please."
Ooh, so like okay, roll an intimidation check.
Yeah. 14.
Okay. The 2 things in suits stop as soon as they hear the tigers. And as soon as they hear the threat, they seem to look to each other, their bodies at least shift to each other. And the person in front of them, the clearly human in a suit, looks over and is like, no. And the 2 things in the suits fall apart. And you just see a bunch of rats exit these suits as they scurry away. God.
Foudre screams in horror. Absolutely not.
Okay, it just kind of blinks.
Paula's gonna howl.
Are you gonna howl to try to scare some rats?
No, it was just a reaction, but it could happen to scare some rats. I'll roll for it to have a howl of intimidation.
Yeah, do that. I think rats would naturally be scared of howling. That's just my thing, at least. I know I would.
Okay. Am I doing an intimidation?
Yeah.
That's an 8.
Yep. No, the other, as soon as they hear the howl, those rats just, if anything, they get a little more fired up. They're like, yeah, that wolf is scared of us. Okay. Lokia, do you end your turn?
Yes, I thought my turn was done already.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
No, that's right. So, Podre, you were next. As you see the rats leaving, you let out a scream of fear. What is your first action?
So first action, I'm probably going to. So Foudre, doesn't really have many weapons. She's not so much a fighter as a paladin, but she does have 2 short swords on her. So she's gonna pull them out, and I'm assuming the rats are coming like towards us.
Yeah, the human in the pinstripe suit is probably the closest to you, and then the other 4 rats are maybe like 10 feet behind him.
Oh, so the human's closer to us.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna try and stab him.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so okay. 17.
Yep, that hits.
Nice. Okay, so that was 5 piercing damage, and then if I can use a bonus action, I'd like to.
Yeah.
I'd like to cast Divine Favor. And so until the spell ends, my weapon attacks deal an extra 1d4 radiant damage on a hit.
Ooh.
Nice. We love to see it.
So that's an extra 3 radiant damage. So 8 total damage.
Oh, nice. Okay. This dude was not expecting a full group of people to come and fuck up his shit, because as soon as you give those first 2 hits, he looks beat up. He looks scared. He looks like maybe he probably bit off more than he could chew. And he is just like, please. Hey, wait, what if we made a deal? Right? We can make a deal. I have plenty of information. You've had to have heard of me, right? I'm Joey. I know a lot of information. And he's like bleeding everywhere from his nose, his ears. He's just like, please help me. I have information that you guys might want.
Boudre just kind of looks around like, should
Information,
we?
you say?
Should we?
You
Yeah.
can make the rats stop.
Give them back everything that they stole.
Is that what you guys want?
Well, that's what I want, but I also would like them to stop.
I think first, get the rats to stop.
Okay.
Second, have them give back everything they stole. And 3, explain why the rats are attacking people.
Well, I mean, I can't do all of that. I'm not an amazing man. I can probably do. I can give you some information. I don't control those rats, but I can give you guys information.
I thought you said you were important.
Do you know who controls the rats?
Is that the question you want me to answer?
Oh,
Remember that I do have tigers.
That's true. Yeah, I know the guy who controls the rats. He's like a really tall guy. His name is John Smith.
oh, we've
Yeah,
met
he gave me these
before.
rats.
That one. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we out of initiative?
It's funny that you asked that because as soon as he gives the information and he sees that you guys are kind of like, oh, fuck, it's John, he uses his reaction to take a dash and he is booking it down the subway.
Oh.
So whose turn is it now?
Oh. I forgot to say that the tigers roll into initiative.
Oh, yes, we're roll for them real quick. Let's see where they go. I always
they're
forget which
at-
that conjure animal spell to add them into the initiative list.
21. So they're above me, actually.
Amazing. Okay. You guys are still in initiative because of those other rats, but Joey is leaving. He's like 60 feet away from you guys.
Wow.
And actually next in the line was Joey, but we're gonna skip him because Joey, and then he's gonna keep dashing away. So now he's 180 feet away. The next in the turn though is one of those rats. So one of the smaller rats runs up to, I'm gonna say the tiger. It runs right up to the tiger and tries to take a bite out of its leg.
Wow, tiger afraid of the tiger.
It rolled a 2.
Ah. Yeah, they have AC 12.
Yeah, no, definitely. So it goes to like take a nibble out of this like tiger's foot, and the tiger just kind of like lifts it a bit, and the rat completely misses and just is so angry about it. Another rat is gonna come up though and try and run over to Fodre and take a nibble out of you.
No. Ew, no.
It rolled a 12.
Miss.
Well, it goes to take a bite, and you kind of like no, and it just completely misses you again.
Good.
Next in the line is Wally.
All right, mage armor.
Okay. I don't remember what that does.
Oh, that increases my armor class to 15
Oh,
instead of normal
perfect.
12.
There you go.
And I guess Man, Joey's fast. He moved like 90 feet in one turn. It's not even worth chasing him, probably. I'm gonna... We're surrounded by rats right now. I'm gonna try and run out of that cluster with my mage armor on.
Okay, are you running towards Joey or just trying to get away from this situation?
I'm gonna try and run towards Joey. It's probably helpless, but I want to see how he does in the turnstiles, maybe.
Okay, yeah, you go and follow Joey, and you're gonna go your full. I think you said you have 40 feet, right?
I have 30.
Oh, you have 30. Okay. Yeah, you can barely make him out of the crowd just because the yellow line is so clustered with people right now, especially because they're trying to get away from the rats, and they kind of happen to be going in the same direction Joey is. So you can barely make out his like fluffy head of like brown rag, like scraggly hair.
Okay, it's my movement and action. I'll keep my eyes on him, see which way he goes.
Okay. Next in line is Esme.
I'm just double checking how to attack.
No, that's all right. Take your time.
Okay, so I want to use my. You said there was like a cluster of rats that was running up 5 rats.
Yeah, so there's 2 rats right next to like around where Fodre is. And then there are other rats which are probably like 10 to 15 feet away from you guys. Or there's 3 other rats. They're further back.
Okay. Then I guess I'll go to the ones by Foudre.
Okay.
I'd like to take my short sword and attack them.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll against their AC.
Not great.
Oh no, what was it?
I got a 2, and I'm just trying to figure out what do I would add strength.
I think it should be listed with your weapon. It should say what you should add, I think.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I was just trying to see if I hit them, but
no, that's all right. With the number that you rolled, you definitely don't hit them.
Yes. Yeah. So should I still roll for damage?
No, it's all right. So yeah, you go ahead and try to swing your like short sword down. Maybe it's the angle. Maybe it's the fact that they're kind of weird or whatever, and they're kind of skittish, but you end up missing the rat that you're trying to attack. Tala, you're next.
Oh wait, I do get 2 attacks.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Let's try again.
Second time's the best charm, right?
Oh, definitely didn't do better. I got a 1. So,
Oh. Yep. Nope. Nothing happens. You go ahead and you go to strike, and he does. He just dodges out of the way quickly, so you don't even get to hit him.
I'm gonna go up to that rat that Esme was trying to hit. And I'm gonna swing my great axe.
Oh wait, aren't you a wolf right now? Can you still use your great axe in your wolf form?
I'm like a. Okay. Let me know if I'm wrong. It's not like a It's not a full. It's like a humanoid wolf.
Yeah, so you're good. You can still wield your swords.
I just like sneak up and get hairier, I think.
Yeah, I thought you had turned into a full wolf, but yeah, no, you're good.
No. I just shifted more into like my wolfy features.
Nice. Okay, I dig it.
Lokea flushes a bit.
So I'm gonna take my great axe, and I'm gonna swing and slash at that ratty boy.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to see if you hit.
Oh boy. I do not. I got a 2. I rolled a 2.
Oh no, these rats, they're just too small for you guys to hit, apparently.
I guess so. And I'm not raging, so I do not get a bonus attack.
Well, this rat, you're so massive with the great axe, it just is making eye contact with you the whole time that you're coming over, so it knows when you try to swing at it, and it just dodges out of the way quickly. Next in the line is the two rats in the back. Is your command, I should have checked. I'll check. Is your command a concentration spell? Who did it? Again, I forget. Odre?
Udra did it.
Okay. Oh, it's not. It just lasts a round. Okay. Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so the other two rats then are going to take their turn that are in the back with that other with the other rat that is just kind of sitting there right now. And they are, one of them is going to go up to Foudra again to try to take another bite at her ankles. I don't think 12 hits, right? Yeah. Okay, the other rat is going to go up and it's going to go to Tala now this time to try to bite at your ankles. It's a 3. Okay, no one's hitting anyone apparently this fight. Okay, this is just the theme of the day. They both don't hit, and it goes right up to the top with the tigers.
No. Love that. Amazing.
I know we're doing the best we can, you guys. This is an amazing, stellar action movie fight we got going on. Okay. So Lokia, your 2 tigers are up.
I'm just gonna say to them, because I can command them as a free action, go bring Joey back.
Ooh.
And they have a speed of 40 feet and also are tigers.
Okay.
So I imagine people don't want to be in their way.
I can say that. Okay, so do you want, so can they dash? Can they do that?
Yeah, they can take all the actions anyone else can.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I have their
So
stat blocker
80.
here.
Okay. That could be a thing. I could see that.
Oh,
okay,
fun.
cool. So you send the tigers to straight off of Joey, who's heading right to the turnstiles.
Yeah, I imagine with dashing, they don't have time to do it this round, but they do have the ability Pounce, which, if it moves at least 20 feet straight toward the target and then hits with a claw attack, that target needs to make a saving throw or fall prone. So that's fun.
Okay, I see the potential in this. Okay, yeah, so your tigers, both of them go straight towards Joey's direction, and just as you had thought, the crowd of people press themselves against the wall to get out of the tiger's way. And next is actually your turn.
Right. No one's really taken any significant damage or anything, right?
No one has been able to hit anyone so far.
I guess I'm gonna cast Reduce Flame, and then just throw some fire at things.
Sounds good.
That's my basic hack.
Using spells to throw stuff at enemies. Yep, that sounds right.
Yep. So just one of the bigger rats.
Okay.
I just want to chuck a small little fireball at.
Okay, perfect. Let me see. I don't even think you don't have to spell. Remind me with spells. You don't even have to roll against AC, right?
No, I do roll against HE.
Oh, you do?
AC.
Okay.
Yeah. I need to make a ranged spell attack. And on a hit, it takes 1d8. Or 2d8, actually. That's a 20. Or 21, I think.
Yep. You hit the biggest of the rats is probably the one that's closer to Tala right now.
Mm-hmm.
But you go ahead and you hit that sucker right on, square on.
For 9 damage.
And as soon as you hit him, just a comedic puff of smoke, and he's just gone.
Oh.
As if he was never there. But the jewelry that he was wearing is still on the floor. It's a little charred, but it's at least still there.
Oh. Seems they are summoned? But yeah, that's my turn.
Oh, that's just my twist. They're not summoned. I just don't want dead carcasses on the subway terminal.
I see.
That's just me. I don't like carcasses laying around. So in a comedic puff of smoke, You beat the monster, but I just don't want someone to have to clean that up later.
Okay.
There.
Yeah, I figured I would lift up the veil of that one a bit and be like, nope, that's just me. All monsters will just comedically disappear. That is just how I like to play D&D.
Love it. Good stuff.
And is that how you end your turn?
Yes.
Perfect. The next is Fodre.
Yes, okay. So there's been a lot of chaos. What's near me at this point?
You have I think Tala's near you, so you guys have 2 rats near you, I think.
2 rats?
Yeah, there's 2 rats between you two.
Okay. So what I'd like to try and do, since I have 2 short swords, I just kind of want to like slam both of them down, see if I can stab both of the ones in front of us.
Are you going to use both of your attacks to do that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Roll AC against both of them.
That's a 19 and a 17.
Both of them hit.
Nice. Okay. I'll roll. So I got a 1 and a 3. The 1 takes 1 damage, 1 will take 3 damage.
Okay, perfect. Okay. The 2 rats, you pop them real quick. They get little scratches. They still look good, though. They still look hardy, and they still look like they're ready to fight. If anything, they look more ready now.
Okay.
Joey has to make a... I feel bad if he gets caught by the tigers. He has to make an agility check right now to see if he can jump the turnstiles. So give me 2 seconds. Nope, he got a 3. So he doesn't even, he tries to jump all cool style and like in slow motion, it looks like it might work, but his foot gets caught on the like edge of the turnstile and he just falls face first onto the floor. And so he's technically prone right now. And next in the turn is actually one of the rats that you hurt, Fodre, and they're going to try to take a bite out of you. An 18.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, it's going to go ahead and give you just a good old-fashioned bite.
Rude.
Where's my... 6 piercing damage to you.
6, damn. Okay.
And then the other rat is going to go up to Tala that you also hit. Is going to go up to Tala though. Oh, it's an 8. Does that hit? Yeah.
An 8?
No. Okay. It goes to take a nibble, and you just pick up your foot so that way it can't bite you, and it kind of like screams a little bit in agony as it can't get the bite. Wally, it is your turn.
Okay, how far away is Joey from me right now?
You ran. Did you dash? I forgot last time.
I casted Mage Armor and then I ran 30 feet. Okay. Joey.
So he's 120 feet, I think, from you.
And how close are the tigers?
The tigers, they dashed, so they were 60, so they're 30 feet ahead of you.
Okay, so I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to run towards Joey 30 feet, so that puts me within 90 feet of him, right? And yes. I'm going to ready an action to cast Sleep once the tigers come within 15 or 20 feet of Joey.
Okay. So you ready to your action. Perfect. Okay, so then Esme, it's your turn.
Okay, sorry, I was double checking with my D&D mentor, and apparently I did the first thing wrong. So I now know what I'm doing.
That's all right. If I didn't catch it, it doesn't count. We're chill here. It can matter less as long as something gets done.
I mean, I did roll a natural 1 in the second turn, so that makes sense. But I was like, I feel like these are very low numbers. Okay, I figured it out. Okay, so I would like to attack the rats again.
Okay, perfect. There are, I think the other 2 rats are near you.
Okay, great. Wonderful. So I'm going to go for those. Four. 14. I got a 14.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
Okay, cool. And 8 damage.
Just like the last rat you guys saw. What do you hit it with?
With my, I'm double checking. With my short sword.
Perfect. You go ahead and as soon as you even tap that rat, in a cloud of smoke, it disappears. Gone completely from the field.
And I have a second attack.
Yes, go ahead. The other rat is right next to you.
Great. 14 again.
That hits.
Okay. 6.
You go ahead and you hit the rat, and it's still sturdy though. It seems ready to go. It's glaring right at you, right in the eyes, waiting to take a little chomp. It even kind of licks its lips a little, like.
Yo.
The other rat that was prone at the edge of the platform ends up kind of finally waking up a bit, and he's gonna move towards Fodre as well, and he's gonna try to take a bite out of you. Uh, 15.
So close, but no.
He tries to take a nibble, and he just completely misses wide. He's just so filled with rage right now that he just can't focus and aim correctly. Next, at the top of the list is the tigers.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
I haven't gone yet.
What? Oh, I'm so sorry. Tala, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
It's cool. Tola is very angry right now, so she's singing. She's not singing like a song per se. She's so enraged that she's just like humming battle
I love that.
music.
It comes with her own soundtrack.
Yes, exactly. So she's also gonna go
love that.
into rage mode, which gives her advantage on melee. No, it gives me +2 melee damage and advantage on.
That's all right. I know you're in a rage, and that's all that
But anyway,
matters.
yes. But when I'm in a rage, I'm gonna use Righteous Fury. Betsy, how do you pronounce the name of your character? I'm so sorry.
Fudre.
Fudre, there we go. I'm going to use Righteous Fury with Fudre, and that means that Fudre now gets my resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage for the whole time I'm in rage.
Nice.
Cool.
Hey, thank you. That's so nice.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm going to try and attack again with my great axe. Ooh, that is a 23.
Yeah, you hit that rat.
Okay. 1d12. That's 14.
And just like that, in a puff of smoke, that rat is gone. So the next up is the tigers.
Yeah. How are they doing?
They are, I would assume if they're still running, they're probably in front of the turnstile, or they're getting close to the turnstiles. The turnstiles are probably like 80 feet in front of them.
Are they caught up with Joey yet?
If they would have to make another move to probably be caught up with Joey right now.
Okay, then they'll follow what I told them to do.
Okay, perfect. They're probably actually now within that range that you wanted, Wally.
Yep. So the sleep spell goes off.
Okay.
I cast it.
Perfect. You how does that work? Does he have to roll anything?
I roll, and any one of those characters within the 20-foot circle around Wally, if their HP is 30 or less, then they fall asleep every round in descending order.
Ooh, how much is the Tigers?
The Tigers have 37 HP.
Oh. They just barely get out of this spell, don't they? Okay.
Okay, good. What about Joey?
Yeah, he's way less. He's so close.
That was the goal, was to put Joey to sleep.
Yeah, he's knocked out. Face front still at the floor, but you can hear the soft snoring echoing through the tunnel of the subway terminal. Lokea, it's your turn next.
How many rats are still attacking us?
There's only the 2, I think, that are left.
Okay. I'm gonna throw another produce flame at him.
You are going to throw a produce flame at, well, let's say the one that's close to Esme.
Yes.
Okay.
21 again.
You definitely know how to hit rats, my friend. You definitely are good at that.
Poof. Poof.
And then what's the damage?
Oh, right. I should roll that, huh?
That's right. Unless you roll a 1.
I should do.
You're probably going to poof this rat out of existence, too.
14.
Yep. Just gone. The rat just, he just kind of like waves as the fireballs come in, and it just poofs into a cloud of smoke. There is 1 rat left, and Fodre, it is your turn.
Cool. Okay, so I have a feature that I would like to use called Lay on Hands.
Okay.
So my Blessed Touch heals wounds. So as an action, I can touch a creature and draw power from the pool to restore a number of hit points to that creature.
Mm-hmm.
Who else took damage?
Not me.
Wait, did nobody else take damage? Was it just me?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind. I don't want to do that. Because it's not really going to help me in any way. I thought I was helping somebody else. Okay, I guess
now, you guys have made out like bandits in this fight so far. These rats can't roll.
I guess I'll just use one of my short swords to try and stab the only one that's left. 10?
Ooh, let me see. That does not hit.
Ah!
This rat is thriving. You go to like stab at the ground and it hits the ground and he just kind of dances around the sword. He's touching the jewelry extra special too, as if to taunt you a little bit.
Oh, no. Can I try to hit it again? I can attack twice.
You can. Go ahead.
I can attack twice. I'm gonna try again. 11?
No. You go to stab it again, and it just kind of dances out of the way. It kisses the necklace as it kind of just saunters away.
Oh, not good.
Next is Joey's knocked out still, and he's just still knocked out, right? He doesn't have to make a roll or anything.
Yeah, he's out for a minute.
Oh, perfect. Then the next is you, actually, Wally.
Oh, me now. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess the tigers were instructed to fetch him, but I don't know that. So I'm going to dash toward Joey.
It's always better to have more people taken a hostage, that kind of deal.
Yep. My
There you
bag
go.
is 2 tigers.
Who knows what they're gonna do?
All right,
So
I'll do my dash.
there you go. So you go rush over, and I think by now you finally have caught up to the tigers. I think, and to Joey. The next is Esme, though.
You're on
Oh,
mute.
you're muted. Again, sorry. It is my curse. I bring technical difficulties wherever I go. So it is just what it is. Thank you guys again, though, for being so patient with us as we kind of deal with that. And actually, it was your turn. So what is up, Esme? What is your plan today? What are you doing?
Are we still battling the rats?
There's still that one single rat left dancing around in the jewelry, yes.
I missed it twice. So.
He's getting cocky now.
Let's see if I can get it.
It's a lot of pressure on your shoulders,
great.
Esme. Will you get this rat?
I 8.
Nope. This rat is just having the time of its life dancing between your guys' feet, kissing its jewelry. It's holding a ring now. It's picked it up from the ground off of its puffed up brethrens, and it kisses the ring as it dances around your guys' attacks.
Sure, you sleep on the freaking rat.
I got 16 on my second attack.
Oh yeah. You didn't like that rat being cocky, and he was so cocky he didn't even notice, and the jewelry that he was wearing falls to the floor in a soft, sad clatter. But that is it. You guys cleared up the subway terminal.
Yeah!
All of the people around you guys start cheering. They clap their hands. Whoa! Oh my god, that was amazing!
Yeah, thank you. We know.
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
Wait, you were here? I hope there's no one within 20 foot of the turnstiles when I casted that, aside from Joey.
No, there was no one. You were safe.
Okay, good.
I like to think the tigers bring him back by just biting the back of his clothes like it's scruff.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah, as Wally comes up to the tigers, Wally already sees that these tigers already got the job done. They grab the back of that Joey's like pinstripe suit, and they just kind of drag him back to the group of you guys.
Wally would have kicked those tigers' asses if I hadn't put them to sleep. Real.
Tala's gonna slowly come back to her full human form.
I am glad there is someone else who shapeshifts. I'm glad we share that.
Oh yeah, it's always good to have a friend.
Yes. And also, thank you for the assist, Wally.
Yeah, assist.
Well,
all right. So
I'm sorry.
So the tigers have Joey.
Yeah, you guys are all bringing Joey back up to the terminal.
Okay, just for extra precaution, I'm gonna take my tie and tie up his wrist behind his back while he's still out.
Okay, yeah. You do that pretty quickly.
Cool. And
I
then
at least
it's gonna wear out.
Yeah, I at least assume Wally knows how to make a knot.
Yeah, you can do a Windsor knot.
There you go. Perfect.
Esme is looking over Wally's shoulder, saying, "No, put it there, put it there." Just trying to
Okay,
explain
half Windsor.
random other knots.
Udre's been like slowly pocketing all of the jewelry. Kind of like looking at it and be like, yeah, okay.
Are you trying to do it like sneakily, or do you care if people see that you do it?
I do not care because I know that this is mine and I'll fight anybody that tries to take it and say it's theirs.
Actually, as you say that, someone tries to come up. Someone tries, after the battle, they see that the jewelry's just there. Someone tries to like sneak up and try to grab one of the necklaces.
I whip a short sword out and I hold it up to their throat. Don't even think about it.
I don't even think you need to roll an intimidation check for that. They're just a poor person trying to go to their freaking job at Subway or whatever the equivalent of Subway is here. And they're like,
there's a Subway in the Subway?
I'm telling you, Inception, it goes deeper.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he just hands you the necklace and is like, yeah. I was picking it up for you. You know, I was giving it to you. That was
just
the plan.
kind of like tosses her hair over her shoulder and she's like, yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. And he just kind of like scurries off.
Okay, I think I got this thing tied. And Joey's gonna wake up in a
Okay.
few seconds, most likely. This is only a minute long.
Perfect. Joey. Hey, what the? Why am I? And he tries to worm his way actually onto the subway tracks, or as close as he can. He's not making much progress, but he's trying.
Okay, why did we tie him up again?
Because we
Wanted to
need
ask
to get
something.
more information out of him.
I ain't got nothing.
Joey,
I don't want to tell you nothing anymore. I told you John Smith is the guy, and that's it. I'm not telling you nothing.
can I
I'm
have
not
my
a rat.
tigers?
Big deal, Joey. I thought you were the dude to come to for all the info.
Yeah, but I'm not a rat. I don't spill information when it's given to me. You know, I can be trusted with the information that's told to me.
Joey, you're
Well,
the
look
biggest rat of the bunch.
And you saw what we do to rats.
No, that's hurtful. I don't want to. No.
Foudre's just brandishing one of the short swords in the corner.
Paula's gonna.
The tigers get in really close behind him.
Yeah, Tala's just like she's been tossing up her hand axe and catching it again. And she's gonna say, "How do we contact this John Smith? Or are you still gonna keep your mouth shut?"
I want you to all. I think 3 people intimidating this dude doesn't even need a roll. It doesn't even need a roll. He's just like, I've never talked to John in person. I got a letter in the mail, and it told me that if I came to this line, that I would get a bunch of rats to fight, and I could stop the lines and get my name out there as Joey the rat. But that's not anything to do with the rats. But that's all the information I got. I swear.
Why did he ask you to do this?
I don't need to tell you anything about my life and how I live my day to day, and so I don't feel like I need to tell you that.
Oh. You're useless, you know that.
Right, and if I had a heart, that would hurt.
What was your tigers' names again?
Oh, this one will be Sarah, and this one will be Alice.
You think that Joey would be
Yes.
more comfortable talking to Sarah and Alice? With secrets? They're good secret keepers.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a little alone time with Sarah and Alice would be good.
No, I don't think that's a good idea at all. This is we're democracy here, right? We're all about everyone giving a vote. I vote against talking to the tigers. Please.
Well, I mean, if we're all putting in our votes.
Hi.
For tiger time, or you just tell us.
He like sticks up his tongue. No, this is my vote. This is my hand raising up. This is my vote, and my vote counts for 10. So, haha, I win. No, I don't want to talk to any tigers.
Can I have one of them?
You can have the tiger intimidate him. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking just like bopping him on the back of the head.
Oh yeah, that
Stop
too.
it.
Yeah. He hits it and it just kind of like taps on the bottom of the floor where he's still laying. He's like, okay, there. I'll tell you what you want. What do you want to do? I'm an open book now.
Why did John Smith have you do this?
He said it'd be a good distraction.
All right. Do you know where we can find him?
No. He just gave me a letter in the mail, told me to come to the yellow line, and there would be a bunch of rats waiting for me, and that I should basically stop as many lines as possible with these rats.
Distraction from what?
I have no idea.
Probably.
Is there a
for
payphone
us.
nearby?
The other is in the station.
All right, I want to use a payphone. I want to call the bodega.
It's 10 silver pieces.
Okay,
We have
fine.
cell
10
phones.
silver pieces. We do?
Yeah.
Well, if Wally would naturally carry a cell phone, it's just meant for talking and texting. But yeah, you can have a cell phone.
Nah, I'm going to use a payphone. What a novelty. There's a payphone down here, huh?
Just for the fun of it. Just to use the payphone.
Okay, I call the bodega.
Okay. Ring, ring, and then Whirlwind picks up the phone. Hello?
Hey, is everything all right there?
Yeah?
On the street in the bodega?
And there's silence for a moment before he goes back. Yeah, no, I don't. We're fine. We're just cleaning up right now. Nothing else has happened since.
Okay, what about the libraries? Do we okay?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll make Sparrow give him a call. And there's silence again for a moment before Whirlwind comes back. Yeah, nope, the library seems to be fine.
Okay. We took care of a rat infestation, and they said about a distraction. So if anything comes up, give us a ring on one of our cell phones. Hey, I'm calling from a payphone. Isn't that wild?
I didn't even know those things were still out there.
I didn't either. They made them 10 silver pieces now. That's why.
That is robbery.
Well, we'll keep you with the hot tips. Keep a lookout for anything suspicious.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks a lot. You the best.
Of course.
I'm sorry that, hey, I'm on a payphone. It caught me so off guard.
I love that. It's the novelty of it. Who doesn't like using a good payphone out in the wild?
I know, it's funny.
Okay.
Do we think that we should go to see the noble house now? That is the yellow line up and working again, do we know?
And as you say that, you hear ding as the speaker comes back to life.
Thank you all for being so patient about our small problem with our rats. We figured it out, and it seems like all lines are running again. Thank you again so much for your patience. There will be no refund on tickets. There will be no discounts on tickets. Please do not ask the conductors about that. Thank you so much. They do not get paid enough for that. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
And then the speaker stops, and you see the train light up as everyone starts to file into the carts.
They
we
figured
ever-
it out.
Find the yellow line conductor that was kidnapped by the rats.
No, we haven't yet.
Mm-mm.
Joey!
I forgot that happened.
Me too.
We can assume that if all the rats are gone now, that they must have let go of the conductor. I mean, I didn't order any rats to stick with the conductor. They might have kidnapped him, but
But he just kind of came waddling back and was like, I think I'll just go back to work. Ignoring the fact that I was traumatized by being kidnapped by rats. No.
that's
Yellow
capitalism
line
for
beach.
you, isn't it? Still go to
See, as
work
long
even
as
though you get kidnapped by rats.
As long as they're not tied on the tracks or something up ahead. Something ironic like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a fair question.
There, a quick speaker pops on. All conductors are safely back at their trains. No one has to worry about getting them.
Which is
Well, except
exactly what they're
stream time.
That's exactly. They're just looking for any excuse to lose conductors at this point. Even lying to the general public, I guess.
For the sake of expediting this mission, I say we trust that voice blindly.
I
Shall we
agree
go?
with that. So you guys gonna head into the cart now?
Mhm.
So you guys take your spots. It's a little crowded with everyone here, but you guys are able to actually find a couple of good seats. There are 3 on one side and then 2 right across, so you guys can kind of sit facing each other. And it is about an hour-long train ride, so you guys have enough time for a short rest if you guys need to get any spell slots or anything back, and if you guys would like to do that.
Oh.
Yes.
I don't get them back on a short rest, but as part of a short rest, I can bring out special food.
Ooh.
Which it says you have to cook it, but I think we've established she has snacks on her most of the time. So,
Yeah.
So I can prepare for a number of creatures equal to 4 plus my proficiency bonus, so 7. So everybody gets one. Oh. Okay, well, it's if y'all spend hit dice to regain hit points during the short rest, you gain an additional 1d8 hit points.
Oh,
But
is
I
that
think
like,
only one person lost HP. So
oh, well, is that like added extra, or is it just like you just get that back?
it's added extra. So
Oh.
if you spend a hit die to regain hit points, you basically get another one.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think the food she produces is let me see here. Little packaged slices of Strix cobbler.
What is
flavor
that?
Yeah, what is that?
It's Strix is sort of owl, but I think it's just apple on the inside, but it's shaped like a little barn owl face.
That is so
It's like a
cute.
little- That's
And we're
kind of
eating
burned
that?
to have. Yeah.
Sounds too cute to eat.
Yeah, there's some people sitting next to you guys as you're handing out these treats or whatever, and they're like jealously looking at the treats, and they're just like,
I have some extra.
they take it. They take it graciously, and they just kind of nibble on it, and they look in love. This is delectable to them. They are absolutely astounded. They're like, and then they just go back to eating as they're enjoying this little snack. With the yellow line, though, you guys get a little benefit. So all travelers that are here in the yellow line, you guys actually are all under the effects of Zone of Truth. So any magical disguises or illusions or transformations are suspended throughout the journey. And then traveler.
Any magical transformations?
Yes, any magical transformations that you have are dispelled at least on this train ride.
So I think actually Lokea gets a little bit taller and like a little bit less shapely because she can just alter herself how she wants because circle of fluidity. And then she seems a little bit grumpy about it, but doesn't say anything.
I love that.
Does Joey's face melt away to reveal a rat?
Well, did you guys bring Joey with you guys on the
I thought
train?
we were just leaving him on the platform. But...
Yeah, did you guys just leave him on the platform?
I thought we were bringing him with us.
You guys
We
can
left him on the
totally tote
platform?
him around if you want.
Yeah.
I thought we had a new friend.
Yeah, he's just
Friend. No friend
Okay,
of
fine.
mine.
Guess we left him.
I mean, you can bring him if you want. He's just your responsibility.
Well, I'm taking my tie back, at least.
If anything, you leave him with the subway security. Yeah,
All
they're
right,
able
good.
to take him off and put him into good old. Do subways have like small baby jail cells or something? Like you can put them
It's called
in
the
for a little
bathroom.
bit. I would put him in the
Closet.
bathroom. Yeah, there you go. They lock him in the bathroom with a closet real quick, and they're waiting for someone else to help out. But I think that's it, though. You guys want to do anything else on your short rest?
I probably will. roll
Well,
one of my hit
while
die.
I'm on the train.
Okay, yeah.
I'll get 3 of my spell slots back.
While I'm on the train, I don't know if I have service, but I'm gonna try and contact my little menagerie of youths at home. They range from ages 9 to 16.
Is there anything you have to do to like get your
gonna
pack up,
pull 'em
or
on-
is it just like you're just calling and hoping that they answer?
No,
Okay.
it's not a special thing.
For the-
I just
The role playing
I
aspect of it, you want to try to call up your homies and see if they can help out. I love that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me roll a lucky, or like let's just roll a dice and see if there's even service in the subway. I'm gonna let the dice decide.
Okay. Am I rolling any die?
Yeah,
like
let's
a
roll a
D20 or a
D20.
D6? What do you want me to roll? Okay. Oh, that's a 19.
Wow. Okay, yeah, you get perfect reception, clear and crisp. It's like they're sitting in the room with you as you ring up one of your pack members, and is like your pack, like what your pack is you said a cluster of everyone, right?
Well, okay, so my pack is all like either
Okay.
adolescents or children. They're like my I've like
Okay.
adopted them. They're children. The oldest one is 16 and the youngest one is 19. And there are 8 of them total, and they range from ages. So I'm gonna call
I figured that's the most
16-year-old.
responsible. Do you have any like idea for them already, or do you just want me to make something up on the spot?
They are classic teen. They use she they pronouns, very 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 materialistic and into whatever the equivalent of TikTok
I love
is.
that. I love that. I don't think hey hey Action Fiction, is there an equivalent of TikTok in our book yet? I don't think I saw anything like that. Please let me know. Please. Oh my god, I love that. Okay, while we're figuring that out, so yeah, you go ahead and give her a call. Do you have a name for her?
Sure. Her name will be Talia.
Okay, I love that. I love that so much. Yeah, you go ahead and call Talia, and she kind of huffs on the phone for a bit before they answer, and they're like, I was in the middle of making a TikTok. You know how my 1 million followers are? They demand that I stay on the schedule. What's up? What can I help you with?
While you're, check your attitudes. How are your siblings doing? Everyone fine in there? Just checking in. There's a rat problem.
Yeah, don't worry. I made sure that they're all fed. They all got they just finished their snacks, and they're all watching a movie right now. I was helping them with homework for a bit, but then I had to make my TikTok, so.
Right. Okay. Well, you could leave Jordan in charge if you don't mind. I'm on the yellow train, but on the yellow line. But if you could just do a quick run, check in on the deli, see if anything is wrong, and text me if there seems to be a problem. I would really appreciate it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put on my shoes. Okay, I'll go. You mean the whirlwind one, right?
Yes, the whirlwind one, the one we go to like once a week. My goodness.
Okay, I'll go. I'll let Jordan know that he should go ahead and take care of everyone. Should I call you when I get there, or do you want me to just send you a text?
You can just send me a text. I mean, you don't even have to text me if there's nothing wrong. Just text me if there's a problem.
Can I have some money to get some snacks?
All right, but do let me know. Look in the emergency bin. You can get 5 silver, get yourself some snacks and something for the pack.
Okay, 5 silver, that's not a lot, but okay, yeah, okay, I will go. Anything else?
No, let me know when you're back in the house if there's not a problem.
Do they address you as mom, or like do they have a special like title for you? Okay.
No, they probably call me
Okay.
Tala.
Bye, Tala. And bye. She kind of hangs up like right as you're saying bye, so it kind of sounds like she might have tried to cut you off, but as is a rebellious teen in this age.
Is your pack okay?
Yeah, as okay as a 16-year-old can be. They seemed fine,
Are they also shifters like you?
Some of them are halflings, some of them are tieflings. You got a couple elves, We just we're a group that found each other along the way.
That is very sweet. I like that. And thank you for taking in tieflings. We don't always get a place.
You know, tieflings, tiefling, shifters, humans, orcs, all alike to me, as long as you're good.
We're all part of this world.
Exactly.
Yeah, we are.
So the train, the call took a little bit. So as you guys kind of got all your stuff ready, shared some snacks, got to call some people, check up on stuff. I love that you guys keep checking on the bodega. That is so freaking cute. Oh my God, it hurts my heart. You guys end up on the other end of the yellow line, and it is absolutely stunning. It is filled with what looks like sunlight. And for those of you who are a little bit more magically inclined, you can tell that it's a spell. But everyone seems to be happy. It's filled with sunlight. It is a beautiful terminal. There are little like flowers and stuff painted on. It looks very artistic. There is no like graffiti, but it is very much like a painted mural. It looks like, and there's a bunch of signatures at the bottom. So it looks like it might have been like a community mural or something that was put together. And it looks like everyone is kind of rushing out, just like they're going into work, they're coming back home. They're all kind of clearly have places to be. But when you guys head out of the terminal, you guys notice that you guys are where you guys are. The yellow line took you closer to the edge of New Gaelic, where you guys were more in the center with the bodega. And you guys kind of notice that where you guys can see the edge of the city, it just looks the colors are bled through. It's murky, just grays, whites, and blacks. And you know this to be the Noir. You've all heard of the Noir, and it seems to be like a dense energy that goes through your city and takes the life, individuality, the color from every space that you guys can go. And it makes it inaccessible to live there. You know only that the Noir had come kind of around the same time as the Yes Men, but there's nothing other than that. Nobody seems to really know what to do with it or where it's from, but you know that the noble houses, or at least those who are a part of the noble houses or may have friends in the noble houses, you guys kind of know that the noble houses are trying to work together to figure out how to stop the Noir from spreading, because it's wreaking havoc on the town. A lot of people are losing their homes in a process called redlining, or they're losing their houses in foreclosure, and it just ends up becoming inhabitable. And you know that there are creatures that are there that probably it's not safe to travel through there. So it's best to avoid the area. But the rest of the city is as vibrant as it ever has been. A lot of it is yellow, pinks, and blues. There's lots of life here. People in extravagant clothing, very loud fashion. Music seems to fill the streets, though, even though this chaos is happening just a couple streets down from you guys. But it looks like people are just trying to do the most with the time that they have. And you guys are trying to look for Street. I don't know if any of you have been around House Lubricious, but you might want to ask someone for directions if you guys don't know where you're going.
I mean, Foodra would be the one to know.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I've probably been there once or twice for, an extravagant party or something. But trying to think of when was the last. It's probably she probably knows the way. Might not be 100% confident, but
yeah, you've probably been there for a party or two. I don't know if Fudra's the type to go into these types of meetings, but if you went to one of those too about like how to save the city or whatever like that, you probably would also have eventually stopped at the House of Lubricious, because they all take turns having the meetings at each other's houses.
Okay, then so then yes, I've been there.
Perfect. So then you lead the way over to the house, and it is just this. The road there is pretty easy. It's only a couple streets down from the terminal that you guys were at. But it's just everyone that seems to be outside is talking really loud. They're all beautiful people in beautiful clothes, and they kind of give you guys all a look just to see who you are. But when they kind of assess that you might not be a threat, you're not any yes men, you're not any noir, they kind of just look away and let you guys walk by. You, Fondre, how much does Fondre actually care about the other houses, like to know information about them, I guess?
I'm gonna be honest, not much. Fudre is very much in her own little world. So if it doesn't directly affect her when it comes to the other houses, she does not care. I mean, she likes gossip for sure, but only if like she hears about it.
Okay.
Like,
so
she's not aware that there is gossip. She's not gonna go seeking it. But if she just happens to hear it, she's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, tell me more."
If it falls into her lap, if it's easy, accessible,
yes,
gossip. Okay, I love that. So Fondra kind of knows about the fact that a lot of House of Lubricious is mostly like performers. Mostly because you've heard some crazy tales of how some previous dancers might have gotten into some scandals, or how maybe some previous actors or performers got into some crazy plays or ended up ruining something. So you kind of know a little bit, but just because of the juicy gossip that you like to hear about. Okay. But the House of Lubricious is not the biggest house that there is, but it's mostly because of the fact that it leaves so much room in its plot of land to the yard that it has. They're mostly known for having gardens and large yards, so that way everyone in the house can kind of make their own food. They're very conscious about the carbon footprint that they leave on the world, and they want to make sure that they're doing as much as they can. Sometimes they even donate that food if they have extra like produce to shelters or to other people who need the help. Anything that they can do to kind of like make it a little bit easier for everyone. A lot of families live in this house, and a lot of people live in this house. Is kind of like just like almost like a commune style where everyone kind of fits into like the rooms and stuff. But it is just because of the fact that they're right next to where the noir are like bleeding people, and people just need that help. You see someone come up to you guys. And she is she's a beautiful, tall half-elf with bronze skin and bright blue hair. You can kind of see where the roots are coming in, so you know it's an artificial dye. And she's wearing this like long silk black dress and like a leather jacket over. It's kind of hot, so it doesn't make sense as to why she's wearing it. But I mean, it looks cool, so it's not that bad. And she kind of looks you all up and down, and she's like, "Are you guys the ones that Sparrow is sending over?"
Obviously.
Yes, hello. My name is Esme. What's yours?
My name is Claire, but you probably heard me by my stage name, Eclair. It's nice to meet you.
Oh, yes. Esme kisses her hand.
Oh, she wasn't expecting the kiss, but she is completely straight-faced, but she's like... Well, we've been waiting for you. As you know, Miss Lavonda is a little sick, so you guys can't have the meeting for too long. But she did say that she did want to hear you guys out. I hope that you guys will be considerate of her time.
Thank you.
Okay. And she motions you all in. And as you guys are going to step into the threshold of the house, she's like, "Oh, please take off all your shoes. We don't like to tractor into the house. Thank you." And then she
looks down at her bare feet.
You're a step ahead of the game, okay? You got it. You got the memo early.
It's not the shoes I'm worried about, so I'll take off my shoes.
Esme takes off her boots, but it's like, tries to make it as seductive and sultry as possible, taking off.
People wolf whistle at you. They kind of like, "Ooh, sexy! Yeah!" You're clearly getting a lot of good attention. They all like what they see.
Tala is taking off her combat boots, but as combat boots are, they're like a Doc Marten type boot, and so it takes a little oomph to get it off, and she was distracted by Esme's sensual boot removal. So she does a little trip as she's taking off her docks, and then she recovers, hopefully unseen by Esme.
Esme, I want you to. I would say an insight check. I want you to do an insight check just to see if you would have even seen something like that.
4.
Nope. Tala's so smooth that she was able to get herself together, and you didn't even notice the trip at all. So you guys go ahead and you guys start heading up the stairs. Sorry, I had to turn on my light. So you guys head up the stairs to where Claire is leading you to Lavanda's room. And as you enter, all you see it's like this extravagant room in the sense of like there's a lot of stuff in here. None of it looks like high price. Especially, I'm assuming Fondra knows the cost of fabrics and like extravagant things.
Oh, 100%, which is why she was very reluctant to take off her boots, because, I mean, this is also technically a rival house.
Yeah.
So she's like, fine. She kind of just, like, had kicked them off and, you know, made a bit of a kerfuffle.
I mean, it makes sense. They like the house of Lubricious has been known to be dramatic, and they are known to also like kind of cause a little bit of infighting between the other noble houses. So I'm sure if someone wanted to steal your boots to create a little head-to-head fight, I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. It's good to be worried about those things.
Maybe I should have left them on. Okay. Great. Don't worry about that. But yes, I'm aware about the cost of nice fabrics.
Okay, so you kind of know the price of these things, so you know they're not like high end, but they're at least like really well done, at least. But you see like trophies of her old previous competition winnings. She hasn't really been known for her adventuring like most other house leaders might be, but she is known for her well-trained bardic arts. She is a top performer at dozens of balls in her youth, and she passed on her performing skills to many of the members of her family, including Eclair. Eclair is actually one of her like top prodigal students. That's something you probably might have heard through some gossip, mostly just because a lot of people find Eclair a threat when it comes to like ballroom performances and just performance in general.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if that's the case, especially if Eclair's done performances at other houses, we've probably had some kind of rivalry in the past, or like we've gone up against each other in performances.
Nice. I love that. I love a little good like competition. I love that.
Like a little frenemies thing almost.
Yeah, if anything, Eclair kind of recognizes you now as she brought you in the room. She's like, oh. She kind of turns her shoulder to you and looks away. She doesn't want to get shaken up by your intimidation. She knows you're a strong competitor, so she's a little sus about what's happening right now.
Lokea kind of leans over to Fondra and is like, are all of the houses like this?
Yes.
So you rent a house like this?
Well, ours is bigger. And definitely more well decorated. But yeah.
Eclair glares at you when she hears that. And as you guys are bickering, Lavanda actually comes into the room. She's a shorter, she's a bit of a shorter woman. She is, let me pull it up. She's an older dwarf woman who is just covered in the most comfy clothes. It looks like she was actually probably gardening before you guys even got here. She takes off her sun hat and she's like, I have never seen such beautiful people in my room before. And she seems to be an utter delight. She just smiles at all of you. She's like, what can I help you out with? I heard that Sparrow had sent you over. Wonderful child she is.
Yes. We were sent here by Sparrow. I forget why though. Someone else might need to chime in for that. Bless you.
It was
Sorry,
to figure out more about John Smith, I think.
Right, John Smith.
Excuse me, I'll be right back. Feigning a sneeze attack, I'm gonna step out of the room a sec.
Okay.
And I cast Detect Magic and then come back in.
Okay. What are you trying to detect?
Any source of magic in the room, I'd be able to see a faint aura around it for the next 10 minutes.
Okay. You do see some magical items in the room, but it looks like it's like some old trophies or something that kind of have this magical aura to them.
Okay,
But-
I'll just keep a lookout.
Okay.
We're going around.
Yeah, but we're looking for some information on a person named John Smith. You know anything about that person?
I've never. John Smith. How does he look? Is he as beautiful as you guys?
Foudre can feel
no,
that this feels
he
kind of
wears.
fake. This feels like a thing. I don't trust that.
No, he's not. What? Is he not as pretty as you guys?
He's not beautiful.
Oh.
I'd say no. His personality is really off-putting. It really messes up the physical appearance, which is also off-putting.
So we don't like this John Smith.
He
We do not know.
Okay.
he wears black suits and has a jackal smile.
We don't like John Smith, no. What can I help you out with though? Sparrow said something about the bodega that you guys needed help with something other than this John Smith fellow.
Well, he is trying.
Well,
Go ahead.
the bodega is struggling at the moment. This John Smith character, I guess, has raised the rent or some sort on Whirlwinds, and now there's a bunch of back pay that Whirlwind can't pay, and they're threatening to take the bodega so that they can make and we did some research and found out that they're trying to buy the whole block. So we are wondering, since you are in the know about what goes on, perhaps you might know about why they'd want to be buying the whole block, and if there's a way to help Whirlwinds.
Yes. Actually, we have a special fund just for this. Actually, and she seems to like go over to one of the trophies, and that magic that you actually realized is she has some magic on this item that allows her to pull it, and one of the drawers opens up, and she pulls out this ornate, it's probably the most expensive looking thing in this room. It's this beautiful ornate gold box that she flips open, and in it you can actually see a picture of a bunch of different people in it. It looks like they're all part of like a dance group, and I want you all to roll a perception check to see if anyone can see what's in the photo.
Got a 14.
9.
I also
Dirty
got a
20.
14.
Got a 7.
So the people who got the 14 can clearly see that it is a dance group, and it looks like they're all in like black and yellow costumes, and they all look to be in like voguing poses. But you, Vaudrey, are able to see that Whirlwind is actually right next to Lavanda, and he seems to be holding the trophy with a big smile. And you see, but as soon as that picture is there, it's gone because Lavanda closes it, and she hands you guys a bunch of gold. And she's like, we only have 10,000 gold, but how much is the foreclosure for?
Oh, I didn't catch the number.
$2,000.
Oh, $2,000.
It was two.
I
Yeah.
thought, 2,000 gold.
So we have 1,000 gold pieces here. You know the best way to get more money? And she just has like a really soft, big smile on her face.
I don't like where this is going.
We have a little block party fundraiser. Won't that be nice?
Okay. It's not what I thought it would be. All right.
That does
That
sound
is-
nice.
Mentally, I was like, all right, we gotta roll initiative.
I'd participate.
She's gonna fight you to the death for the money. No.
Fight us for gold.
We can have Sparrow make some good dishes. This'll be kind of the first run through of their dishes for the restaurant. So people in the area can try them first. It would be great advertising for that.
But
Yeah. And Lokea, you can help with that.
yes, I
can't you?
can. But what if he just raises the rent again?
Well, then we can do the things that we do best, and that is fight for those people that we love. But right now, let's try the safe option, and then after that, we'll go with the hard option. Then we can gather the troops and take on this pretty not pretty John Smith character you guys talk about so much.
I have wanted
Yeah, he's the
I have
worst.
wanted to try out my recipe for wyvern pavlova.
That sounds delightful. I would love a taste if you could totally provide that for us at the fundraiser. I would definitely pay some gold for that.
It's a buyer for wyverns.
I have some new material.
Oh, wait, what
By
did you say?
wyverns.
By wyverns.
I have some new material that I've been wanting to test out. I'd be happy to play for the fundraiser. I'll also volunteer my non-playing time to set up and help get people in the door, I guess. I've got a bunch of kids that could use some extra time to do some canvassing.
We would love that. If anything, you can let us know what your song is advanced. Maybe we can perform a little dance number to it. I've got a bunch of new dancers that I've been trying out. Some good old practice dancing.
I'm sure I could help lead those dances.
Yeah. All right, I'll let you.
Proficient at dancing.
Yes, you too. You were from the other noble house, yes? Remind me, McQueen?
McQueen. Yes.
Yes.
I'm sure you remember Rashad.
Yes, I do. I also remember that you beat Claire in the last competition. I do remember that.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
you did
did.
take that trophy from us. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. I hope that you have it proudly hung somewhere, though. At least
Oh, of course. It's on the main mantle of the house, so, front and center.
I would expect nothing less from a brilliant performance. But she kind of looks at you like ding ding, like daggers in the eyes. That was her
Yep,
trophy.
I can feel it. I can feel them.
It's like two birds fighting over a mate.
That are like two ravens fighting over the shiny object.
Oh, yes.
Well, we will then plan a wonderful, wonderful fundraiser. You let Whirlwind know that we have everything down. Here is, and she hands you guys business cards individually, and it has all of her information on it. She's like, you can take this money though, give it to Whirlwind, let him know that he can put that money to the store, and we will be there, and we will do a fundraiser. If anything, the sooner the better. Why not tomorrow? This sounds like a great plan. I'm energized and ready. Eclair, start getting everyone. We need to start getting the produce. You will not have to worry about buying a single vegetable or a fruit. We will have that covered. And she just seems to be talking a mile a minute as she's taking Eclair out of the room, completely forgetting that you guys are there as she is planning this entire block party fundraiser. And you can hear her throughout the whole house as she's just talking and talking and talking.
Well,
The fundraisers are fine and dandy, but we need institutional change.
yes. And by that I mean there shouldn't be an institution.
Here.
Bring it all down. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on an action fiction fundraise or like worked on stream, but take it all down. You can kick me out later, action fiction. I'm sorry. Anarchy. Anyways, so are you guys just gonna head back to? There you go. See, they agree with me. Bring it down. Okay, good. I know I still have a job at least after this is done. So are you guys gonna go straight to Whirlwind Shop, or are you guys gonna chill around the house for a little bit?
Can I get a survey of the place with Detect Magic up, see if anything else shines?
Yeah. You do Detect Magic, and it doesn't seem like anything else is suspicious. There's no other magic in this area.
Okay. These people are flashy. I guess we could trust them.
Did I get a text that anything is wrong?
No, if anything, you got a text that says everything's okay, and then I'm heading home.
Okay, great.
Are there any papers or documents on her desk or anything?
Roll a insight check for that.
20. Not dirty 20.
You look and you see that there are signups for competitions. You see that there's a newspaper with the daily news. You see a bunch of photographs and photo albums and like notes and maybe like some song lyrics or like a list of songs, but there's nothing like anything like suspicious or incriminating.
Okay. Nothing that would be suspicious that would be in Dwarvish. I do speak Dwarvish.
Ooh. I don't think so. I don't think there's anything suspicious in Dwarvish either. Okay. So you guys head through back through the yellow line all the way back to Whirlwind, and Sparrow is the one to greet you when you guys start to head into the store. She's like, "What happened?" But she immediately goes to Lokea first, and she's like, "What happened? Are you okay? I heard that the rats got crazy, and that
I think in the middle of her rapid talking, Lokea just gives her a kiss.
I love that. I love that. She stops instantly, baffled, and just smiles wide. She's like, "You distracted me." But so how did it go? Was Levanta able to help you guys out?
Yes, we are holding a fundraiser.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's so amazing. That will definitely help us.
Also, the rat problem should be fixed, hopefully.
That's amazing too. Caramel is up and running again and chasing little tiny mice. I think it might be because she's a little bit vengeful, but it's okay because now we don't have that mice problem anymore.
Caramel does have a warrior spirit.
She does, and she doesn't like to take it sitting down, you know? She wants to make sure she can fight. So I'm proud that she's not afraid of any rats anymore. She's kicking their butts.
We should get to cooking.
Oh.
Or whatever you want to serve at the restaurant.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go do that. Yeah. And so she grabs your hand and she takes you to the stairs and leads you guys up to the apartment. So you guys can start cooking and working on that food.
Place is probably still a mess, isn't it?
Yeah, the glass is still gone. They kind of put up some some cut up garbage bags in front of it right now, but like everyone's kind of still working on getting all the items from the shelves off of the floor and back on the shelves right now.
All right. Can I help with tidying up?
Yeah, of course.
You said did they get the glass cleaned up?
Oh yeah, they got all the glass cleaned up at least.
Okay, cool. I'll use Mage Hand to help restock the shelves.
I love that. Great use of Mage Hand.
Thank you, all of you, for helping. You didn't need to. But thank you.
Of course, it's personal now.
Exactly. We have to try and fight this injustice and what it looks like taking away all the color and life from the city. We have to find a way to do something about it. And if saving the bodega is one thing we can do, we're doing it.
I think the bodega is one small part of something bigger.
Yes.
It's a community staple.
Mhm. It's encroaching in on the outside, but that doesn't mean we can't have bright spots.
Do we find anything on the records of on the papers, the corporation's name that's buying up all the
Nope.
places?
There was
Just
no
like John's
other
name.
information other than the map, and then a huge thing in like renovation, and then a marking of the buildings that have been bought out, and then the one with the question mark.
Here, I have like 9 copies of this left. You can have one.
Right?
I paid the money.
Whirlwind comes up to you guys that are left, and he kind of just smiles at all of you, and he's like, I heard that you guys were able to get some help. I wouldn't have asked you to go to anyone for help, but it does mean a lot that you guys care so much for that.
Yes. Obviously, we care. And we knew you wouldn't ask, so we went.
He smiles brightly as he grabs all of you in for a hug, and he just squeezes you all really tight, and he says, thank you. Really thank you. This means so much, and we'll make sure that this John Smith guy can't do this to anyone else. No more taking people's homes, and no more taking people's dreams. And that's where we'll end it for now. That is our one shot. We are running on a lot of time, and I don't want to take up any more. And I think that's a good place to end it. It leaves up maybe some mystery. Who knows what might happen, you know? But you guys got to save the bodega. You guys didn't get to fight John Smith, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe he'll make a comeback.
We got to fight Joey, the most important character.
Yeah,
Joey.
you guys gotta fight Joey. I want to bring up Joey, and I want to bring up the rat real quick while we have I was allowed 4 hours, so I'm gonna take up the little bit of time to talk about Joey and the rats in the suits, because Lokea was too much of a badass and got rid of them before I got to have fun with those dudes. So Joey the rat, in his description, it's literally rejected from his human gang for snitching. Joey the rat has found companionship with the literal rats in the city. And then the rat, the dudes in the rats in the suit, they're called Rat the Joey. And their description is literally several rats inside a pinstripe suit in an attempt to mimic Joey the rat. Joey is very flattered by their attempt. And that's pretty much it. I just loved those two things connected so much. I had to have them in a fight. And even if I didn't get to see the rats in the Joey suit fight, I love the fact that they were so scared that they ditched the game. They just ditched the fight. They're like, no, never mind. I don't want to be Joey in the suit. I want to get out of here. I want to go home.
Also, weren't the rats, the rat Joeys, they looked nicer than the actual Joey, right?
They did. They were in a really clean suit, and then Joey was disgusting, and it looks like he's been living in the sewer for weeks. So,
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
I
for
like to
Joey.
imagine that he left the human gang, lived in the sewers, and then the rats saw him, and they were like, "Oh, that's a cool suit." And then they stole the suits from somewhere else while they were also robbing a bodega. And then they came back to the sewers, put on the suits, and then realized though that they weren't up for the competition and just ditched. But that's my vision for them. When I was writing down the story, I was like, this is it. This is how these rats live, and this is their daily life. And I love these rats.
I really enjoyed all the characters, and especially loved y'all's Tala's and Cecilia's characters' burgeoning romance.
Yes, I know the
very
Tala
cute.
Esme romance. I see the flirting. I see the potential. I see where it is, and I'm so excited. I love it.
Also, I'm sorry that I'm absolutely terrible with names.
That me
At the
too.
end of the stream, I have Mostly learned.
No, I've had up the stream just for the reference of names alone, so I can like quickly look over and be like, "That, yep, that's their name." So don't worry, I am probably even worse with it.
Yeah, I phonetically wrote out the names.
That's smart. I'm
That
gonna
is
take
smart.
that. That's actually really smart. I'm gonna start doing that now. Thank you for that
And not
idea.
even just in it, like foodra, I wrote food, kind of a thing to remember how to say that one.
I love
I'm
it.
sorry. I had to make it complicated. I just wanted to make a Lightning McQueen joke.
I love it though.
Yeah.
There is no one.
No, the language.
I'm just glad you
Yeah.
didn't cast the
Everything.
lightning spell.
As soon as I saw the McQueen, I was like, I gotta do it. I gotta
I
do it. I
mean-
gotta make the joke. I looked up lightning in several different languages before I settled on French.
I
Like, this is the one that
love
sounds
it.
most like a name.
I love it. And honestly, that's the energy that we have at Action Fiction, just making stupid names out of stupid memes and jokes. And I love that. I love that. We got to have a little bit of Lightning McQueen here.
Yes.
But I am going to let all of chat go. Thank you guys so much for being here. Again, I'm Crown from Action Fiction. And I wanted to show you guys Chromatic Gamut, at least a little taste of it. We will hopefully have another stream showing off more stuff next week. But I'm so glad that you guys got to be here and see a little bit of it. I'm so excited that you guys got to play with a little bit, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I know we couldn't get to any cool nitty gritty stuff or anything like that, but hopefully that you guys had fun and got to experience a little bit of the world that we have to taste for this. And yeah, I'm really excited.
Thank
It
you
was
for letting me
awesome.
live out my wild fantasy of using a payphone.
I love it. I love it. It's amazing.
Oh my god.
I love that. I hope someone in chat clipped that moment, because that I will live through that moment. If anything, I will go back and I will clip it myself, because that chef kiss,
So
chef kiss
good.
moment. But yes, so Chromatic Gamut, the links have been flying around in chat, but the Kickstarter is still up. If you guys could look at it, share it, give it some attention, that'd be great. We appreciate it so much. And again, I want to thank the Quelmar Twitch channel community for allowing me to come in here and rec shop and add to your guys' universe. I love what you guys have here. I think it's amazing. I love that you guys do these playtests and let everyone kind of come in and like mess up Quelmar a little bit in like a nice way. Thank you also for letting me call Gaelic, because that sends me. I love that this version of Gaelic is just a little bit more gay than the normal one. And we love that. We love that here. We love it a little bit more gay than how we left it, you know? So again, thank you everyone. It really does mean a lot. And I hope that we can see you in more stuff, both on this channel and on Action Fiction. Again, it really helps. And if you haven't followed already, make sure to follow the Quelmar channel, you guys. Come on, show some support. Throw your emotes in chat if you guys have them. I don't know if Quelmar has emotes, but throw any emotes in there. We love to see it.
Oh yeah, we got emotes. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we love to see that.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. But have a good rest of your guys'
Good
day.
stuff.
Thank you guys again. Mwah. Thank you.
Thank you, Crown. This was